Life is a lot like beekeeping. Beekeeping isn't easy, and at times can be downright tough. Sometimes you feel like you're on an island, that you're not making a difference, and that you're on your own. But just remember, the darkest hour is just before dawn. There are those out there shining a light, being the change, and being a lighthouse. You're not alone. There's an incredible community of folks who want to help, who want to lift you up, and want to see you do well. Like the honeybee is to the hive, we're better together. With hard work, if we work together, and with a little help from above, all things are possible. It's not just about keeping bees. It's about being our brother's keeper. Be the lighthouse.
Wow, chill bumps. Chill bumps, Greg. It was awesome.
Hope y'all enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to put together.
That was just incredible.
Bruce, basically what just happened here is, so we started out and I had something like I had this little teeny whatever, and then you stepped it up. Well, and then I tried. Now we have like, you know, show enough over here that was like, all right, boys.
Oh man,
I'm going to show everybody how it's done.
I'm not even going to try to top that. We'll use that every time.
Every single time.
That's been one of the the reason why. First, welcome everybody who's hanging out with us. We're honored to have you along here. We've got a lot of folks that we want to bring into the conversation tonight. We were really inspired by just the overall outpouring of just love and high fives from everybody at the Hive Life Conference. And we want to try to find ways where we can continue to collaborate and kind of build that community up. And there's so many of us who have YouTube channels, podcasts, platforms. And we thought, what better way to kind of work together, to kind of encourage each other, lift each other up, literally be the lighthouse to somebody who's getting started, to folks that are established, and just build that community. And we all want to see each other do well. So we thought, why not have a live stream where it's just an all-star pop-on, right? We're going to just pop on our friends, our fellow collaborators, YouTubers. We're going to have folks kind of get on tonight introduce who they are and their channel. And so we're gonna bring a lot of people along with us. If you are waiting to get in, what we didn't know is we've maxed out the queue down below. So as we rotate some folks through, there will be new spots that'll open up. So if you're trying to get on, please keep trying. This is kind of like, you guys remember those telethons where it's like the phone lines are full. If you're trying to call, please keep trying. It's kind of like one of those things. But I'm real excited to get to know a lot more of these folks and kind of get them into the fold, and kind of have all of our viewers check out what they're doing too. So if you're watching this later, we're going to provide all the links for all the folks that we're going to be kind of hanging out with tonight. We're going to provide those links down in the description. Please, please, please. The goal of tonight's live stream is not to put any of us on a pedestal. What we would love for you guys to do is to go down and check out these channels. Please give them a like, subscribe, shoot them a comment, give them a word of encouragement, lift them up a little bit. That's what this thing is all about. A rising tide lifts all ships. And that's really what we want to do, is be a lighthouse to folks and do what we can to help support each other. One thing that you've heard us say before, one thing I've learned from Bob Benny, especially with the interview that we had with him, is there is room for everybody at the table. So that's what tonight's about. That's what we're kind of doing. And so we're just going to start cruising through and introducing a whole bunch of folks to everyone listening. So thanks if you're hanging out with us. Feel free to have conversations here in the sidebar, in the comments here. We'll be checking those out too. And fellas, do you have anything else you want to add before we start bringing people in?
I just want to say real quick that Greg, I think, and Brian, when we started doing this is kind of the goal we have, was to help each other out. And as we've done this, we've been able to just see how neat it is to kind of get to know people. It started, I think, with us and then the Hive Life Conference and then some of the stuff we've done lately. So I think this is just an opportunity to, I don't know, it's just awesome. Our goal is to elevate and help each other and others as well. And so I think that's what our whole goal with this has been. I hope the folks out there can feel that and sense that in what we're trying to do. Let's go, man. Brian.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree everything there that you said, Bruce, because, I mean, us, we're a community. We're a whole entire beekeeping community. We're all going to grow together. We're going to learn together. So yeah, I love this tonight. I love this. So yeah,
awesome.
I just want to get it started.
Let's hit it, man. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, Brian's the brains. We got to thank Brian too. I know Brian is not the guy who wants the pat on the back. He doesn't. But Brian really was one of the first that I've ever seen do these kind of StreamYard things, to put together this type of technology and people. So we got to give a shout out and thanks to our man Brian over here for bringing us into that fold, educating us on that, and making all these things, all these little pieces, all of us doing what we do individually together makes this thing what it is. So Brian, thanks, man. So Brian's going to be in the background. He's going to be making sure all the plugs are in and the wires are connected and the lights stay on. Me and Bruce are kind of just going to cruise people through, have a quick conversation with them, and we say we get after it.
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's go.
First up, we've got, there's a lot of folks that you're going to find, interestingly enough, that are embedded in the beekeeping community, that are veterans that have served this country. And I think it's awesome to not only be able to see their journey into beekeeping, but see them as they grow also become mentors. And I know the next fellow we're going to pop on here is a mentor with Hives for Heroes. And he's doing a great job with his YouTube channel. You've probably seen him just about every day, it seems like, the last week pop up with some lives. So the first one we're going to jump on here, there he is, Bob Walker, Walker Bee Ranch. How's it going, Bob?
Going good. Hey, guys. Bruce, nice to finally see you. I've talked to Greg and Brian a few times. So, that's one thing that I've really noticed with the beekeeping community. I haven't met anybody that won't answer a question for you. If you've got something that just doesn't look right to you, you may know what you're looking at or think but it's always good to have that sounding board, right? Call Brian up. Hey, Brian, this is what I've got. Or Greg, this is what I've got. What do you think? What do you think's going on? And, I've used Greg for that, and Greg's been spot on. Hey, that's probably the colony you're going to have to split first, because it's probably the strongest one you've got. And sure enough, it's been incredible. So luckily, technology's come such a long way that we can do live streams like this. And with my new GoPro that I just threw in the floor, my new GoPro Hero, I can do live streams from there better than I could with my phone. So that has become really my chosen method for doing videos, because you don't have to edit. You're just going live, beekeeping live. People are there with you when you're in a colony. They're seeing exactly what you're seeing. You can semi-verbalize what you're thinking as you're going. And, a lot of times you go into a colony with a plan and it changes on the spot, right? You go into a colony, oh, this is happening. I need to do something right now. And they can experience that with you. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do on my channel. Obviously trying to mentor with Highs for Heroes. That's something I'm trying to take on this year, trying to expand the apiary, and really different climates. Being in Columbia, South Carolina, right outside of Columbia, South Carolina, I have a totally different climate than you guys do. So, people watching your videos, if I watched your videos and you guys were saying, okay, well, we need to put this on or do that, I've already missed that window when I should be doing it right on my own. So it kind of helps to get the perspective, or maybe if you're looking at someone down south that, hey, he's doing that now, that maybe in a few weeks or a month that it might be time for me to start thinking about that. So that's just kind of how I'm looking at it. We always get oh, you can't do that this time of year. Well, it was 78 degrees here on December 31st. So we're playing by a little bit different set of rules down here. So I think that really, that little microclimate, as we were talking about before this stream, makes a big difference. Great.
It's nice to meet you too, Bob.
Yeah, looking forward to checking your channel out the next, see how you go the rest of the spring. And we'll look forward to seeing lives and how I watch you as your apiary grows. And I'm sure you're talking about doing a lot of splits. So it'll be a lot of fun stuff for folks to see. Brian popped your channel up there so folks can check you out there. We'll drop your channel in the description down below. And
I appreciate
Bob,
it, guys.
Thanks for popping on, and we'll see you on down the road.
All right, thanks, guys. Y'all have a good evening.
You too, man.
I'll follow you on YouTube.
We'll see you.
Thanks.
You don't want to look at my ugly mug.
Look at that guy. There's so many. What's fun is that there's so many folks down here that we can see that no one can. That it's gonna be fun to kind of pop on and keep moving. Speaking of veterans, there's another fellow we met at the Hive Life conference. He's talented. His wife is talented. They have you could say they're kind of maybe a free range art farm. They do pottery. They do bees. He even tinkers around with like old Datsun pickup trucks in his garage there, and these little two-cylinder cars and things. I think someday he's going to get like maybe a small block Ford or something to put in one of them things. But I think it'd be fun to pop on old Thomas from Free Range Art Farm. How's it going, Thomas?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah. So
me and Brian are going back and forth to try to put the screens on there. So
gotta see whose ugly mug can be up on the big screen.
Thomas, where are you located? And tell folks about your channel.
We're located in Northern Virginia, so just outside of Warrenton, Virginia, if you want to get specific. I've lived in the Virginia area for about 20 years. Military brought me out here. I retired out of Bowling Air Force Base, and we moved out to the country about 3 years ago, and we had all this land, and we're like, what are we going to do? So we just started building out some things. There's my pretty wife standing in front of our house.
Yeah, you definitely married up.
Oh, yes, I did.
I'll kick your
Hopefully she's
coverage.
watching.
I'll kick
Hi,
your
baby.
coverage there.
But yeah, we just had all this land, and we're like, what are we going to do? Let's do something. And so we kind of bought some ducks and some goats, and my wife was trying to talk me into beekeeping for about a year or so. And I was always one of those guys that ran like a little sissy whenever I saw a bee. But she talked me into it, and we went to a school, got some bees, and you can actually watch the entire beekeeping journey we've had from day one of installing our very first package, our very first bee on the YouTube channel. So most of that content on Free Range Art Farm is beekeeping. There's a little bit with the ducks and the goats and how I built the duck coop and things like that. And we've got another channel for our pottery and another channel for the cars. But definitely the beekeeping is just such a fun thing. I was actually out in the yard today, just adding a little more food to the girls, and I came in afterwards, and I had that smell on my fingers. You guys know, like I told my wife, I'm like, I was just sitting there, I felt weird. I'm smelling my fingers, but I'm like, I just miss the smell of the yard and the way it feels when you're out there working the girls.
Yeah, people who don't know about bees have no idea the smells are one of the biggest things that I like about beekeeping. It's awesome. It's just incredible sometimes.
I'm gonna plug.
Oh, look at that! Where did you find a cup like that?
Some weird guy gave that to me at Hive Life.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's one thing I really appreciate about you, Thomas, is you were hanging around and we were just talking about bees, a little bit about life, and I think what's cool is so many folks that kind of come in to our circle per se is everyone wants to give back, and it's not just about me. Come look at my channel. Folks are sharing other people's work, trying to do what they can for others, and what I really appreciate about you too is you're doing what you can to also to get yourself into a position where you can mentor folks too, veterans, locals, and I think that you've got a servant's heart, and I think that's an important thing for a lot of us to keep in mind, and to do what we can.
Yeah, well, Dan was the one who told me about the Hives for Heroes at Hive Life, and I just thought that was just the coolest thing. I'm only a second-year beekeeper, so I don't qualify yet to be a mentor, which is fine. But as soon as I get that third year under my belt, I'm going to apply and see what we can do. Living in the DC area, there's just tons of veterans out here, and anything we can do to help help some of them who struggle with so many issues coming out of out of some of these deployments. And I understand. I've been deployed a few times. Luckily, never anything too dangerous, but a few scary moments, and it impacts you. So I certainly want to do what I can to help out there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to checking out you and your channels, plural. You're outdoing everybody. You got this rascal's got 3 channels: one for pottery, one for his hot rods, and one for beekeeping. So that'll be awesome. Thanks for popping on, Thomas.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We'll see you on down the road.
Yep. See you.
Thomas.
Thanks.
Thomas, take care, buddy.
Take care.
What do you guys think? There's so many folks we're going to try to work through here. I didn't really know that there was so many limits on how many folks we could get on at one time, but
man,
look how many folks are showing up to support each other. That's the cool thing.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man,
there's a whole bunch here. Let's get on. I tell you what, the YouTube world is absolutely full of how-to videos. Brian, I wonder if you had a special guest down below that is just the how I do king.
I don't know. There's a guy out there that I think what he does, though, it's like he sends these subliminal messages, and he's telling people, well, I'm not telling you how to do it, but if you do it the way I do it, you're going to see what your apiary is going to look like. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, without further ado, how about Mr. Mike Berry?
Hey.
Mike, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I use a little psych warfare. Is that right, Brian?
How's it going, Mike?
Good. How you guys?
Pretty good. Thanks for popping on and helping us support all the folks here in this. It's kind of a new space. It feels like this content creation, collaborator, YouTuber, beekeeper, community building. It's like a whole thing going on, and it's pretty cool to have folks like you involved with this, Mike.
Yeah, I think that Hive Life really opened our eyes. I think all of us to a new level of collaboration, I would say. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. So my 2 minutes of fame, huh?
Two minutes.
Well,
There's also a big announcement though too. I think 2 minutes with Mike Berry is just never enough, right, Brian? I mean, what
Not
could we
enough.
do about that? Do you think?
Well, I had to corner him, and I got it on video. So
yeah,
if somebody over here says, no, I never agreed to that, I can play this little clip that says Mike Berry is joining next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to have an hour and a half of nothing of how to.
You never say or do anything you don't want recorded in today's world, right?
That's true. That is true.
Okay, yeah, he got me. All right.
Well, Mike, a lot of folks love your style of videos because it's I think everyone has their own unique approach to doing it. But you're clear right out of the gate. This is not a how-to. This is a how I do. What kind of puts you in that kind of place to share that type of an approach with folks?
Well, because honestly, I just didn't feel qualified to be telling somebody something only after 7 or 8 years. I didn't feel like I was that guy. So this channel really it started 2 years before I started. I was out pulling honey supers. I was stacked really tall that year, and it was August, 85 to 95 degrees at 11 in the morning. I'm soaking wet and sweaty, and I'm pulling these honey supers, and they're heavy, and I'm tired, and I'm old. And, I thought all these people come to me at the market constantly and say, I'm getting bees, or they at work, I'm going to get bees. And I want to tell them, hey, it's more work than you think. And when I'm out there that day, I'm thinking they need to see this. This is what they need to see. And I made a video, and I never really put it up. I put it up, but I didn't publish it. 2 years later, I'm scraping frames and jammed the hive tube through my hand a couple times, and I said, now this is what they need to see. And I started the channel. I had no intention of building it. It wasn't about trying to get numbers. It was just to have a reference for somebody. And I said, I'm going to go through the entire season. Everything I do, what does it take an average guy from the most mundane tasks to the fun stuff, to the pulling the honey and letting it flow through the gate? That's always the pinnacle of the season. And that's kind of what it went from there, and it morphed, man. It just blew up. And I say blew up, granted, it's not like some of those guys that blew up, but to me, that was, it's amazing to watch. You put a video out there, and 20 minutes later, there's 100 views, and I'm thinking, what are you people doing? Shouldn't you be? What are you doing? I'm at work when I posted that. What are you doing? So the how-to thing was, I always said that I don't want anybody to. There's so many ways, and I would go on YouTube and look. When I started, I had nothing but Beekeeping for Dummies, a box that I learned out of that book, no mentor. The club was cold. I didn't go back to that anymore. I had nobody, and there was one guy on YouTube. And I've been burned on forums before. Those forum guys that have been doing something. It was a motocross forum, and I thought I was the big guy after a couple of years, and I wasn't. I saw the same thing in beekeeping, and I didn't want people to think, hey, this is how I'm telling you to do it, because I learned real quick. It's so overwhelming to watch YouTube. I watched one guy, and he was following the same book. And so I said, there's enough how-to videos out there. I'm just going to show you what I do. And that's really how it went. I still to this day don't really look at analytics, don't look at anything. I just go. I look at how many people viewed it, and I move to the next one. But what I got from the hive life was I was about to stop the channel. I really was. I was thinking I wasn't going to. I made a video, and I got a lot of comments to keep it going, and that was overwhelming. But then at the hive life, seeing face-to-face people talking to you, and they liked what I did. So, my advice to anybody is just do what you do. Do if it's a how-to, then do that. If that's what your calling is in the creator world, do what you need to do. Find your way, but don't try to be somebody else. And that's all I've done. And they said they appreciated that. So that's where I'm at.
Well, I just appreciate your friendship, Mike. Probably a couple of years we've been kind of calling and texting a little bit here or there and communicating. And I like what you're doing. You're in a very similar weather pattern, latitude, or as me. And so our beekeeping is almost identical, what's blooming at the same times. And so I just consider you to be a true friend, and I appreciate all your help over the past couple of years.
Oh yeah, me same. Likewise, the same way. I can bounce stuff off of you. And we're gonna get together one day. I'm either going there.
Yeah,
or
we're going
meet
to
in the middle or something.
It's really not that far, but it is far. It's kind of weird.
We'll go crash Mr. Ed's party one afternoon.
Mr. Ed or Dirt Rooster, one or both.
Yeah, we'll get Dirt Rooster in on it too. He knows where the Abby is.
He's on this. I think he's on here on the comments. So appreciate
Mike,
you,
thanks.
Mike.
Thanks for popping on and sharing your how you do. I think that's important. A lot of folks really get hung up on the metrics and how many subscribers they have and how many likes and all the comments. And as we all know, we all had to start somewhere. And some folks on here might have 10 subscribers. Some might have 100,000. But I think what's important is that we all dig in and we just share our experience. We put our piece of the puzzle on the mat and we link them together with everybody else. And that's what makes the picture beautiful. So Mike, thanks for sharing that.
Let me add something to that too about all the people that are watching and everything. Let me take more than 2 minutes, which I already have. But when you say that, it's I see people on YouTube making comments back and forth sometimes, and I'll see guys that don't agree with other beekeepers and how they're doing things. And one thing I always like to do is even with guys I don't agree with, I still will go in and support their channels a lot of times, unless they're doing something blatantly just bad and wrong. And then just being ugly people or something. But otherwise, I don't care who you are. I sub them. They sub me. No different than Dirt Rooster and Mr. Ed, who I knew. They subbed me. And, that really helped my channel when they subbed me. And so but it helps when the guys with 10 subscribers sub each other. So you can't ever get into this who's bigger. I'm trying to go, I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to grow. We just sub each other, share each other's channels. And, hey, because I like a certain person that you may not like, I'm sorry, but, we're all trying to work together, Greg,
It's all good. It's all good. That's for sure. We can definitely, it's like seeing in the video earlier, just like the honeybee is to the hive, we're definitely all better together. And when we can appreciate the different colors and textures and shapes and sizes, and we can all fit that into the same portrait, that's the beautiful thing, not only about beekeeping or the beekeeping community, but as the human community in general. And that's the important thing.
That's
beekeeping is a lot more than just beekeeping. It's about life. And so, Mike, I really appreciate you sharing and how you do you. And I hope a lot of folks pick up on that message, and it kind of gives them that little extra drive just to keep doing them, keep putting out the work. And if you put it out there and let it go and don't worry about the metrics, man, it's we've all been there. We've all had the 1 subscriber, the 10, the 100, the 1,000. It's all part of that journey. So, Mike, thanks for popping on, and we're looking forward to seeing you. Brian, when is the Mike Berry special?
Next week at this same time.
Same bat channel? Same bat
8
time?
p.m.
That's right. I reschedule the colonoscopy just for Greg. I mean, just for us, Brian. Nah.
Oh, cool.
Thanks for having
me.
Mike.
Mike, your eyes do look a little brown.
Uh-oh. We'll
Time
see you,
to
Mike.
pop off.
What's fun is everyone is just, these are all the kind of guys that we could sit and cut up with and have a cup of coffee all night long, and just never gets old. Man, there's so many fun people down below. If you're listening, if you've been trying to get on, thanks for your patience. Please use that link, pop back in. We've got some seats available. Oh, we've got a bunch. Oh, there's so many great people down here.
Wow.
Let's get some of the folks that were on at the very, very beginning on, because I know some of them had to they've got some third shift jobs and some things to take care of. So let's keep going with there. One of the things that I noticed is if you look at the three of us right here on the screen, one of these things is not like the other. I see 3 ball hats, but I only see 2 beards. Bruce is the only one, and that's some people say, well, a man who wears a beard has something to hide. Well, that's true. Have you seen this double chin? I'm trying to hide it.
I got one too.
Look at Bruce. He's like the fit football coach looking thing. But there are some dudes in the beekeeping world that have beards that absolutely are envious and put us all to shame. I know this rascal right here, Mr. Josh Hager. Look at that beard. The bearded bee works himself. How's it going, Josh?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for look at that sign.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. I had a buddy
that
make
is
that
awesome.
for me.
Wow.
That is nice. Josh, tell folks where you're located and tell us about you and your channel.
Okay, yeah. First of all, thank y'all for having us on, or having me on. The Hive Life Conference was awesome, and appreciate you guys carrying this spirit on. But yeah, I'm Bearded Bee Works. I'm in the southwest side of Nashville, Tennessee. Been a beekeeper 3 continuous years and 4 years total. My first year was about 10 years ago, and it was an epic failure. Caught 2 swarms, or a guy helped me catch 2 swarms, and people tried to get them through winter. I couldn't even get them to winter. So that was bad. No, absolutely no help whatsoever. Just, feeling my way through it. So YouTube has been a big help. Guys like yourself, Kamon, Bob, those guys have been a big help to me. But we started a YouTube channel just to share what we do with friends and family at first, and then it added a little bit of legitimacy to our honey sales. But we've been going at it about a year now, just under a year. So we decided this year that we're going to get serious about it and try to make some better quality videos that are helpful and will help us all be the best beekeeper that we can be.
Good stuff.
That's awesome. Josh, as you got started, some of us kind of go through like a mental thing, right? Where we want to share. We're trying to figure out what it is about what we're doing that we kind of want to share. And then when we get a little bit of feedback from it, then we kind of push a little further with that. Have you found, what did you find was your thing that you kind of really clicked with you, that you wanted to resonate with folks and you wanted to share with your viewers?
For me, it's swarm trapping. I've got about 50 hives now, and I've built all my hives from swarm trapping, either swarms that I've caught or splits off of those swarms. And I like working with that local genetics, and what resistance they have to mites. Can bring that in and use that to my advantage. I'm by no means treatment free, but if I can get a mite or a bee that is resistant or somewhat resistant to mites, I'm stoked about that. But yeah, I love to swarm trap, just the thrill of catching a swarm, whether off a limb or in a trap. But that's really probably what I enjoy the most, sharing with folks.
Yeah, there's definitely something magical about a swarm itself, outside of where the swarm came from, being in the midst of all those bees, that energy, that vibe. It's nothing short of magical to be a part of that. And when you see them catch and click into a bait hive, and you're like, man, it's just, it literally feels like a gift from above, literally.
That's right.
And I think that's the fun part about swarms and all that. Josh, thanks for popping on. Well, folks, we'll make sure to check out the Bearded Bee Works. Give them a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and we're going to look forward to seeing the rest of your videos as your spring, because we're going to, up here in the north, we're going to be like, we're looking down at you guys like, oh man, they got beat. Your spring is going to be here real soon, and we'll look forward to seeing what you guys do here real soon. So thanks for popping on, Josh.
All
Thanks,
right, thank
Josh.
you all.
Take care, Josh.
I know I'm ready for some warm weather. Bruce, you ready for some snow?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I sent y'all that picture today of our weather forecast. It's springtime here, I think.
Oh, I saw that. All right. Meanwhile, it's I still have 4 inches of ice outside the back door. It melts and then it freezes, and now we've got rain, and then the temperatures are going to drop. It's going to be an ice rink again. It's like, I wonder why we even keep bees up this far north. I mean, I'm thinking, what are we doing?
Do you know what I realized today? I'm becoming a mud farmer. Because when you walk out in the yard, it's going to be mud.
Just constant mud.
I might as well try and sell it or do something. It's got to be worth something.
Well, actually, did you know that mud is, like, in my neck of the woods, our mud is so good. We at one point in time were known as Pottery Town, USA. Our soil is that bad. It's that
There
good.
you go. There you go.
There's look, there's all kind of, right now we have folks below at home can't see, but we are global right now. We literally have beekeepers all across the world that dropped in here. I know we've got one guy who is on call at an Alabama fire department. Not only is he on call at a fire department, but he is, believe it or not, he is a wizard at the grand piano and cutouts. And you might even see off to his shoulder here shortly a grand piano. I don't know if we'll actually give him to play anything tonight because we only have a couple minutes with him. But what do you guys say that we put on one of the most influential cutout kings, the one and only Yappy?
Yappy.
There he is.
What is up?
How's it going?
Another good day at the office, guys. Another good day at the office.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Huh?
You guys are matchy match. That's cute.
Did y'all plan that? Did y'all plan that
Did
beforehand?
you plan that?
We're twinning. I think the kids say we're twinning.
Oh.
That's-
Well, Yappy, you've been a lot of fun to watch because your channel, just when you think Yappy's channel can't possibly get any crazier or exciting, he puts another video out, and it's awesome because it gives folks like us who have small channels, when you can see someone's channel just explode constantly. I mean, it's so exciting to watch that. Yappy, how in the world did you get your channel to be so crazy?
You want the honest answer, or do you want the you want the answer that everybody's going to hope to try to mimic?
No, we want the honest answer.
The honest answer? The honest answer actually goes with the one that's mimicked, and that is, if you really want to know, call my wife, because through a small prayer that she made just to see my channel and certain aspects of my life become so blessed that I can't stand it. Literally, within just a week or two of that happening, things exploded. It has honestly nothing to do with me. I wouldn't even know where to begin to pretend like I knew it was me. But our family's been overly blessed right now, and I'm glad to be able to have the opportunity to keep the content coming and just kind of see where it goes from there.
Well, I appreciate Yappy's the kind of guy he'll reach out, he'll give you tips. He wants to see you do well, and he's a busy man, a family man, working at the fire department. Yeah, running around the whole state, cutouts, making these videos, but he still makes time for you, answer calls, help you out. Yappy, there's a lot of folks on here who, some folks have 5 subscribers, some may have 50, 500, 5,000. What kind of encouragement would you have for folks that are going through that process of trying to build a channel, but also to stay on track to keep digging in?
Point blank, you do it because you like it. You do it for a reason other than self gratification. I started my YouTube channel for one reason only, and that was to document some of the things that I was doing, so that when the day comes and I'm no longer on this earth, my kids can always go back and look at my channel and go, I remember Dad's passion for bees. I remember, he'd be out in the yard catching swarms, working bees, messing with honey and everything else. And I've created memories. And as the growth happened on my channel through a lot of great friends that helped promote me, it then became more than that. But in the overall, I started my channel just for a little memory thing for my kids, and here we are 5 years later, and I'm beyond amazed at how well that it is doing.
That's awesome. It's a time capsule, I guess, for him, at one sense. It's kind of fun to look back. The weird thing with YouTube is it's fun because when you look back and see a video from 1 year ago or 5 or 6 years ago, it also serves as a point of growth for yourself, because you can see, man, here I am, worrying about all these technical details on this video and this editing. And when you look back to your very first videos and you see, oh my gosh, I can't believe, there's a lesson there to where they're at a point in time, we're so on fire to be creative, to put out the message, to share that thing. You just do the best you can with what you got, with what you know. And I think that's an important thing for folks to keep in mind, is just don't let the things that you don't know prevent you from just putting that work out there and doing the best that you can. And your videos are awesome. They're high energy, fast moving. There's a lot going on, and they're just fun to watch. So I appreciate what you do, Yappy.
You just got to press record. You just got to press record, right, Yappy?
Yeah. You know, when I first started, the one person that really kind of geared me towards my creative process was JP the Beeman. Those that have been in beekeeping for a while, you probably have followed my connection with JP. And so as I started making my videos, I would actually mimic to a degree what his was, because that he was one of the biggest ones that were out there at the time that I was aware of. And if you go back and look at like my first video from about 5 years ago, I was literally at the fire station, and I had this great idea that, okay, I got a camera, I got all this, I'm going to make a swarm trap video. And, you know, I made it, and I'm telling you what, when I got done with it and I uploaded it to YouTube, I thought, man, I've got the most viral video ever. This is going to be great. People are going to just subscribe to me like crazy. And I put it out there, and I think I got like 500 views, and I was like, yeah, you know, I got 500 views. And to go back and look at that video now, compared to what I make today, it's embarrassing. Your progression through the stages of learning how to make better videos, edit better videos, how to put things together, it's not going to happen overnight. If you're a new guy that's been in here for a month, a year, you know, 2 or 3 years, it took me 5 years for something great to happen for me. And I got guys like 628 Dirt Rooster. Randy is probably, I mean, equal with me in friendship with JP. And that when I was getting to a point where I wasn't getting that response from the community in YouTube that I was hoping to get, and because every time you hit upload, you feel like you got a great one, and the community doesn't get it. There's a lot more to it in promoting your stuff. Long story short, but I would get phone calls because I was getting to the point where I was so tired of doing a bee removal, video it, put it all together, upload it, and then it, you know, I'd get 25 to 100, 3,000 views in a week. And, you know, he'd call me and say, keep the content coming. He was my greatest pep talk, my greatest fan, my biggest pusher. And, you know, he helped keep me in it. So know that you're on a window of how long it's going to take you. It ain't going to happen overnight. If it does, you are blessed, and I am happy for you. But when you get to that point where you're ready to give up, then keep going, because that is a good window to say, hey, Yappy told me I was going to get here. I can't promise you'll be famous, but keep going, keep pushing through the mud, and don't give up.
Yep, that's the truth. If we would have quit when it got tough, I think, like you just mentioned, there's always that video you put out, and when you put it out, you're so on fire for it, and you put it out and it gets crickets, and you're just thinking, what in the world? But the thing to keep in mind is whether it's a video, if it's a word of encouragement, there is probably one person out there that video might have been for. There might have been just something that you said in that video that reached one person. And I know for Yappy, for all of us that are on the screen, if that one person hears that message and it makes a positive impact in their life, then it's worth it. And so I think what's the one of the takeaways is just keep doing it. Don't get hung up on the metrics. Don't get hung up on the likes. Just follow your heart. Go with your gut. Put it out there. Let it fall where it does. And if one person hears it, it's all worth it.
Oh, I don't disagree. I mean, at the end of the day, if you put something out that you're proud of, then you be proud of it. But don't expect everybody else to be proud of it.
Yep.
That will come. But you put out the content that you are most capable of putting out today, to the highest level of quality that you can. And one other thing is, you put out the best you can today, because somewhere down the line, it's like putting a dollar bill in the bank. Okay. It may not make you a lot today, but over the course of time, it starts to collect a little bit here and a little bit there, and things build for you. So every time I put up a video, if it makes 5,000 views in a week or it makes 50,000 views in a week, I know that that's basically money in the bank for me, because it's always there and somebody will always come back to look at that, even if it's 3 years down the line. One of my second or third videos that I put out was a forced abscon from a bee tree. And that one probably was the single video that held me through and kept me in YouTube until I kind of really started doing better and had guys like Randy that were pushing me, because every month I would look at that, and that was the one that was taken off and just holding the views. And I went back and looked at it the other day, and it still keeps going. I don't know who's watching that video, and I'm embarrassed that they're watching that video, because if you look at that video from 5 years ago, 720p, like 45 minutes long, no jump cuts, I mean, it was just hit record, blah, 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 and then push stop and go home and upload it. And it's embarrassing, but don't give up,
I watch it.
Yeah. Well, and thank you very much. Box of donuts for the man who's kept my video going.
There it is. Box of donuts.
King.
Cool. Yeah, Yappy, thanks for taking a little time and jumping on. We're going to get you on for a longer format and get more into the crazy mind of Yappy. I want to thank you for your help. You've been a great mentor to a lot of us, helping us get our channels going, giving us tips and pointers. So I just want to say thanks for doing what you do, and looking forward to working with you and collaborating more in the future. So thanks for popping on with us, Yappy.
Well, it's my pleasure, and it's my pleasure to be able to give back to others I've never met, because there's a few of them that kept pushing me and got me to where I'm at today. So, it's the whole, let's, do it together. Yes. I feel I have to continue giving it back, because somebody gave to me to get me where I'm at today. So don't ever forget.
That's what it's about.
Thanks, man.
Thanks guys.
Thanks, Yappy.
Bye-bye.
I could sit here for hours and hours just getting in the mind and the heart of so many beekeepers that everyone's got a story. There's so many folks that there's so many things going on with folks, how they got to even get to the point to where they're beekeeping, and we can learn so much from each other. We've got a guest below here that I know we're going to get them on and talk about them on the YouTube channel and podcast, and kind of go a little deeper than we're going to be able to go to tonight. But there's someone that's got a very special story that we're looking forward to sharing in the future. But for now, we want him to kind of pop on and just give a little bit of who he is and what he's working on, because he's doing some really awesome things with children's books. Can you guess? There it is. So we are super excited to have the one and only Justin Ruger pop on. Justin, how's it going?
Hey, Justin.
Good. How's everyone tonight?
Doing good.
You're like our first really famous. I mean, we've got a lot of guys that we like to put on our, it's like, okay, let's get a Fred Dunn interview, because it's like, wow, Fred Dunn. But can you, you're our first author, an illustrator. I mean, that's pretty cool. I can say I know an author. I've got an author's phone number. I can just call him and say, hey.
I still don't know that I know an author.
Justin, it was awesome meeting you and your mom at the Hive Life conference. I saw so many folks just absolutely in love with your book. Meeting you, you and your mom have a awesome energy about kind of what you do, how you go about it, and you have a brand spanking new YouTube channel that's kind of going down the road of kind of where you've been, but more importantly, where you want to take things in the future. Justin, you want to talk to us a little bit about what you do with the books, but also with your new YouTube channel?
Yes, I'll start with the YouTube channel. I'm in a wheelchair, so it's very hard to use Langstroth hives and lift heavy boxes. So I wanted to learn from other disabled beekeepers about how they manage the weight and the different aspects of beekeeping when they can't really stand over it and use their legs to lift like you're supposed to. So I decided to start Beekeeping with Disabilities and More, so that I could do interviews with beekeepers that have either mental or physical disabilities and how they cope and what tricks they use. I actually have one person that I've already talked to who uses a transfer box that helps take the weight off of it, and I'm really interested to learn how she's doing it.
That's awesome. That's going to be, there's well, man, a lot of us take so much for granted. Absolutely, so many things. Just, I think a lot of us it's a good reminder that if you wake up in the morning and you're breathing, and if you're lucky enough to be getting on your own 2 feet, like, you should just take a minute and appreciate that. There's a lot of folks, everyone's going through something. But what's so encouraging is folks like Justin, they do not let what happened to them in life prevent them from living their best life and being the best version of themselves. And I love what you're doing with the books, Justin. Talk to us a little bit about what you do with your children's books. And you have also a brand new book getting ready to come out, don't you?
Yes. So the first book is Henry Meets a Honeybee. Sorry for the glare. It came out in October in honor of my late aunt, and it tells about pollination, the roles within the hive, the different genders of bees. And I was looking around, and actually for my nephew and niece, to find children's books that could teach them the honeybees. And I noticed that there were a lot of cute books out there, but there wasn't anything that went into detail about the actual, nothing that was teaching them. So I wrote that book for to be able to have a fun story that grabs children's attention, and then also it teaches them about honeybees because they're very important to the way that we live. And then the second book coming out on Mother's Day is Honey Teaches Beekeeping to Kids. This is my first proof of it.
Wow.
Folks, if you're watching at home right now, you're getting the very first look, the sneak preview. That is super cool.
So it has drawings in there as well as live photos.
That is awesome.
That looks like a Guardian Bee apparel jacket. Is that a Terry Chapman special?
And then it's also got pages that go into honey extraction.
Awesome. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, so there's this book, which is for kids, and it's about 34 pages, and it's got the bigger font that's easier to read. And then there's another one that's about 60 pages coming out for young adults, and that goes into mite treatment and the different races of bees and a lot more detail. It's not as there's a lot more content in the young adult one.
That's awesome. It's I love how the art, the just, sometimes books are just are books, right? There's a story, there's information in it, but your books have a certain look to them. That the book itself and all the pages each are a piece of art. We're the best place for folks to order those books when they come out.
Right now, you can order from our website, hippiechicapiary.com. If you want signed copies, if anyone gives me about 10 minutes, I can go and put discount code in there for free shipping for people that watched it in the live view.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Cool. Very good. That'd be awesome, Justin. Well, thanks for supporting the viewers here and everyone checking out the show tonight. Brian will drop the discount code when you come up with one, Justin. We'll just drop it here in the comments, and we'll let it go for as long as this thing is on, and then we'll close it down here. Justin, I'm really looking forward to sitting down and getting into your story. I just want you to know that I appreciate what you do, your mom, for stepping up and being just a bright, shining example for all of us to not take anything for granted. And to do the best we can with where we are and keep moving forward, keep pushing. And because of that, we have gems like you and your mom and the art that you guys do. And I just want to say thanks for doing that, Justin, and thanks for popping on the show tonight.
Can I answer one question real quick?
Please.
Jonathan Bennett asked what my disability was. I actually had a really bad car accident and then a stroke from brain damage. So I saw that. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't
No,
actually say what disability was.
No, that's great. That's an important piece of it. Yeah, there's so much that I want to say about that. There's so many things that life is full of challenges, and it's an honor, Justin, to call you a friend, to see the work that you're doing, and to be that example of someone who's not going to let that stop them from fulfilling that life's purpose, finding that joy and happiness where you can. And it's great, and it's encouraging for all of us. So thanks again, Justin, for sharing your art, and thanks for popping on with us tonight.
Thanks
for having me.
Take care, Justin.
Bye.
We know an author. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, you know.
Greg, who's on the screen with you there? Who's this kid right here?
This is Luke. Say hi, Luke.
Hi.
Hi, Luke.
Luke,
How you doing, Luke?
Did you see the books that were popping on there? We don't tell your sisters and your brothers, but we might have a special signed copy right over here. I'm gonna let you see here real soon. What do you think about that? Is that cool? Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, man, what's fun is there's so many folks down here, and it's like, oh man, who should we pop on? If you're listening, if you're in the comments, and you're going to pop on tonight, don't forget to log back in. We're getting some of those phone lines cleared. So,
yep.
Thanks for your patience. I didn't know we were going to have such a big log jam, and it's awesome. So cool. Well, there's so many folks I want to talk to on here. There's a certain fella on here that he is known from hither and yon. I'm talking globally. Like, not only is this guy big in the United States, he's big in Europe, and it's for some reason that you might not know this. He's actually was on the front page of Fu Manchu. This guy actually has like a legendary. Was a face model for growing a Fu Manchu. It is my distinct honor to introduce my right-hand man on the Contrary Beekeeper Show podcast. He has cameo appearances on our YouTube channel. He's been with me thick and thin all across the country and all kind of bee shenanigans. And not to mention, he has the one and only Eddie Murphy laugh like no one has ever heard. Without further ado, Mr. DJ.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Barracuda. Dan, how's it going?
It's going. I'm in Connecticut right now.
You're in Connecticut.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey, Luke.
There's Dan. How'd Dan get over there?
Yeah, I saw him right there.
You see him right there? Wow. Dan, a lot of folks know you from the Contrary Beekeeper Show. They've seen that lovely face of yours with the Fu Manchu on all kinds of bee run videos, wax dipping videos at the farm. But did you guys know that not only is Dan a veteran, but Dan and his wife, Christy, have a fantastic farm over here in West Mansfield, Ohio, where they sell West Mansfield's best honey.
Yep, honey and wax products.
Honey and wax at the Red Dog Ranch.
Yep.
Dan, tell us about the Red Dog Ranch.
For us, it's a small little farm. We've done a lot of ventures with it, and we've kind of really pushed a lot of those things away just for beekeeping. Beekeeping was one of the things that really drew to me, and coming out of the military, we tried a whole bunch of things and nothing really stuck, and beekeeping was the one thing that really was beneficial, not just for myself but also for the farm. So
what is it about those dang bees in the box, Dan?
I have no idea. There's some level of tranquility that goes with them. And it's kind of shocking to see how many beekeepers in this world are actually veterans and how veterans are drawn to beekeeping. You've already had 2 on here already, Tom?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas and Mike.
Mike is too, yeah.
Yeah, Mike. I met Tom at Hive Life, and we had some great conversations. We actually talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
So,
Bob Walker also.
Yep.
There's something about the veteran community and beekeeping that it's like it's unbelievable how it's completely intertwined. There's something about those bees in the box that civilian or veteran alike, there's something that goes on with us all, and it helps connect the mind and the heart in ways that we will probably never fully understand. But one of the cool things I think that I know Dan and I are both looking forward to is our involvement with Hives for Heroes. We're getting ready to, Dan and I are going to be heading out here soon to go out to Lincoln, Nebraska for the Hives for Heroes Beekeeping Conference. There's going to be so many great folks there. Bob Benny, Ian Steppler, Kamon Reynolds are going to jump in on Zoom, do a presentation. Some locals, Matt Lance, Buzz Vance, and of course the Hives for Heroes MC, Steve Jimenez, is going to be there. It's going to be an awesome event to help support vets. It supports bees. It's all for a good cause. If you want more information, you can go to Eventbrite /Hives for Heroes. Check out the hivesforheroes.com and also the Facebook page. Learn more about all that. You know what most folks don't know about Dan, and he's going to kill me because Dan is not the kind of guy who wants to be put on the spot at all. Dan is the kind of guy where he's a team leader and he likes to lead, not necessarily out in front for everyone to see. But he has been an important role for us on the farm, getting to where we are. He's always been there to help support us. And Dan's not the kind of guy that wants any kind of accolades or recognition. But Dan, I appreciate you. And now that there's just the four of us on here, I figured I could just at least say that now.
Four of us.
Don't really.
Well, I know my mother's watching, so she's the only one that really pays
good.
attention.
It was great to meet you at the conference, Dan.
Oh, I had a great time eating dinner with you and sitting down with you.
That was fun.
Dan, I was going to give you a hug virtually.
Oh,
wait,
that
this
nice?
The other way. There you go. Look at that.
Dan, is there anything new or coming up we should keep an eye out for from Dan Bokros and Red Dog Ranch?
Not really. So I don't have YouTube. I do Contrary Beekeeper Show with Greg, and I try to normally just fly under the radar and do what I do. But I will be out in Nebraska with Greg for the conference. So that's really it.
Well, there he
I
is.
kind of pop in here once in a while. So
next time, Fu Manchu.
We'll see.
My
wife is not a fan of that.
We got to ask Christy for permission on that one, don't we? Not a big fan.
You can. I know the answer to that
one. What's up, Brian?
I want to see it on the bee run.
That's doable because she doesn't go, and the rule is I have to shave it before I come home.
Now I didn't order any this year because I got these great bees from Mr. Burns last year, but I will drive out to one of the stops just so I can, again, I'll do another pop on kind of little, hey everybody, we're meeting up with, Fu Manchu himself.
So you want the Fu Manchu and the Pit Vipers?
Got to have it.
Exactly.
I mean, that just Pit Vipers and Fu Manchu, that is DJ Barracuda in rare form.
I still don't know where that name came from. So
one last thing though, it's a little known fact that when you hit the level of like Master Fu Manchu, you can take a hive tool and just snap it like nothing. It just.
How did I know that was going to come up?
I think it's even on video.
It's on
yes,
video.
It is.
Wow. He snapped metal with his hand.
I still have that hive tool in my truck too.
Wow. Man. Well, Dan, I want to thank you and your Fu Manchu for making an appearance tonight.
Oh,
and enjoy the weather in Connecticut. And hopefully we'll see you here on the farm soon.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
We'll see you, pal. Thanks again
for
everything.
Take care, guys.
Thanks,
we'll
Dan.
see you.
Take care, Dan.
Boy, Dan's been with me from the very beginning. It's awesome to be able to have folks that you can trust, that you can lean on, that you can help support them when they need it too. That's one of the I think the best things about doing this as a community. Where are the donuts? I was told there would be donuts. Brian, did you bring the donuts? I can't remember if
I did.
Were you supposed to bring the donuts?
I already ate all of them.
He already ate all the donuts.
He ate
Well,
them.
that's where they went. Good night.
Yeah.
Well, again, if you're in the comments and you're trying to jump on, we're getting the log jams cleared and the phone lines cleared up. There's so many awesome folks. We're going to jump on here. There's another guy. Speaking of beards, and not only does this fellow have an impressive beard, but he also might have a secret stash of curly maple. He might play the guitar, and he might have the top secret hive beetle remedy known to man.
I didn't know about that.
So let's introduce the one and only Earl Dooley, Hillbilly Beekeeping.
How we doing?
How's it going, Earl?
Hey, Earl.
It's going great. I can't believe I'm on here with all these legends and heroes of mine. It's an honor and a privilege.
Well, Flappy will get you everywhere, including free donuts. Right, Brian?
That's it. That is it.
Oops.
Earl, I've been enjoying your channel and your approach to beekeeping. You're carrying a lot of mountain lore along with you from the mountain folks and bringing things back in there. That's an important thing to keep in mind, but also to keep moving forward and keep that in our present.
I agree. For me, it's all about helping people, and I want to thank you, especially Greg, because I would have done it had you not gave me that extra push. You know, you and Brian, Bruce, all saying, do it. So I finally just done it, and if I can help people in any way, that's what I want to do. If I can give them something to laugh at, then that's what I want to do. I noticed we got the West Virginia hillbilly in the chat, so there, shout out to him. We got 2 hillbillies, so that's awesome, and I'm just honored to be a part of this thing, guys. If I can help anybody in any way, then that's what I want to do. But I guess you're right. The one big thing I do bring to the table, and it works, guys. It does work. Peppermint candy gets rid of them small hive beetles. Guaranteed.
Now, is it the
you try it in one
peppermint?
hive. You try that peppermint candy in one hive, and 2 days later, when the beetles are gone, you're gonna be like, "This was too easy. Why ain't I doing this?" And you'll be hooked on it. I know it for a fact. It works that good.
Tell us how to do it.
Get you a piece of that peppermint candy, that round kind, break it. If you can get it in 4 pieces, put it in the corner of those hives. If you got multiple layers, I like to put it in every layer as you're going up, but I put it right on the top bars in the corners. I put it in the screen board in the corners, and if I've got a feeder shim on top, I put it in the corners of that as well. Do that twice a month, and it stinks so bad to them hive beetles, they'll leave you alone. I don't know where they're going, but they're not here no more.
Wow.
I'm gonna give that a shot. I know Bruce gets some troubles with hive beetles. I know at some points of the year we have problems too. So I'm gonna give that a try, and I'm gonna tag Earl. Earl on it, and
the bees don't mind it.
They love it. You can put sugar out, and I'll put a few pieces of candy out in my open feeder, and they'll hit that sugar. Some of them be right on top of the peppermint candy, and they just eat it till it's gone. They love it.
All right.
And peppermint is the only essential oil that does not have any honeybee matching pheromone chemicals in it. It doesn't match like oxalic acid or thymol and stuff. Those are stuff that's always present in a hive. With peppermint, it's not. It's not anything that relates to. So it wouldn't cover up the queen scent. It wouldn't. Nothing bad. It flat out works.
Interesting.
Earl, got a question. Is it,
yeah, the hard kind.
The hard. Now, does it?
The
Let me ask you
regular
this.
round peppermint candies.
Now, is it the ones that you buy at Dollar General, or is it only the free ones at Pizza Hut that work? That's the question.
The free ones work better because you don't have to pay for them.
Well, Earl, thanks for popping on with us tonight. If folks want to find more about that video, you can check out the Hillbilly Beekeeping channel on YouTube. I know I enjoy it. I know you will too. Earl, thanks for popping on and looking forward to seeing all your videos coming out this spring.
I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay.
Earl, take care, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'm going to try the peppermint for sure. I mean, with the hive beetles anymore, it seems like you can't get too comfortable. You do all the things that everyone says to do, put them in the strong colony, put them in the sun. And some of us have seen the complete opposite. And so I'm looking forward to ways that I can kind of curtail that. We've got to get a couple more folks on here. It's 9:10. There's one guy we got to get on here. And the fact that he's actually alive right now to even tell the story of woe is just it's actually mind blowing. The things that some of these beekeepers in the North Country have to go through, not only to keep bees but to keep themselves alive, it's absolutely stunning.
It's mind blowing.
Mind blowing. And I don't want to sound too shrewd, but it really is an honor to have the one and the only Frederick Dunn.
Hi, Fred.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me around.
How's it going, Fred?
Keep it with you at all times.
Wow.
Mine is not the right size.
That's from the Honeystead, and that makes up for it with that special coating there, Brian.
That's true.
And I want to know about that Vivo Sun in the background there. What are you growing inside that thing? I'm on to you.
My doctor just told me that I had glaucoma.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
See, Greg is like his eyes are big. See, I know what that is.
I thought it was one of those like things
you don't
at the mall. You get your pictures taken. What do you call them? What do you call them? Little things?
You've got nothing to prove, Brian. You're good. You're okay.
Ooh, Carolina Reaper.
I don't know what that is. He's growing peppers.
They say you reap what you sow. So if you're sowing hot peppers, what kind of guy is that?
Yeah. I need to hide that thing because you're not the first person that's commented on that.
Yeah,
well,
it's not for pot, right? It's not for cannabis or weed or medical marijuana, right, Brian? Just want to clear. He wants to get the record clear.
The record with Fred on here is in about 2 weeks, I'm going to start peppers. And then a couple weeks after that, I'll start my tomatoes. And so it's a vegetable.
Okay.
You know,
you're really taking a long way around the barn to explain yourself.
Wow. Sure it is, Brian.
Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to defend yourself. You're all right. The person that tells the longest story is usually making it up. Okay.
That's true.
Well, I had to sit for an hour just to think of that.
They've got to explain themselves, then you know there's something.
Yeah.
Listen, Fred, I thought it was hilarious. The shrew. I mean, I kind of knew what a shrew was, but my gosh, after you guys talked about that, I went and looked up what that shrew thing was, and I'm like, oh my word, those things are venomous and they're nasty.
Don't do that, Greg. Don't do it. If I don't sleep tonight, that is on you. Oh wait, let's do Brady Bunch. Okay, that's good. We're done. Oh my gosh, look at the mic. Wait, I gotcha. Here we go.
And again.
Mega mic.
Again, his is bigger than mine.
Wow.
But mine is special though, because you met her when you joined the stream. You know, you met Veronica.
I named her.
That's true.
Let's just go there. So all right, anyway. Are we talking about anything, or are we just
we're doing this thing, Fred, and you have a large subscriber base. You've been doing these channels for a while. You have excellent photography. Your videos are obviously informative and sometimes shrewd. There's a lot of folks that, like we've been talking about tonight, that can sometimes get discouraged. You know, as they get going, they put that video out and they don't quite have the subscribers kind of catch up, and eventually they kind of do. But I wondered if you could just talk a little bit, maybe give some words of encouragement for folks, through your journey. What has helped keep you on the way to be?
Well, thank you for that question, Greg. I do have some commentary. Here's the thing. There are beekeeping geniuses out there that will not go on social media, period. And one of the things that it's easy for us to say, oh, just keep at it, just get up there and just tell your story. There's something I want to address that really annoys me really bad, and it happens to people that are just starting out. They're called trolls. They're almost as bad as a short-tailed shrew.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. Don't let them get to you. Like my oldest son, he tried social media and he got hit with a troll right away and he couldn't cope with it. He was just like, man, what is that guy's problem? I said, that's right. That's that guy's problem. Let them go, so don't let trolls tear you up. The other thing was I was paying attention to Yappy the Beeman. I feel so bad that it took him 5 years to build his channel. I've been on here since 2008. So if my math is good, that's 14 years of.
Wow.
You never know. And you can't, like you said, don't do it I used to try to cheat. I know it's unbelievable, but true. I used to teach art and design. So all those kids would be at their computers and I would upload a video on YouTube And just like Yappy was saying, 740 by 420, whatever it was, some super high res stuff. It's okay, everybody go for your lesson today and look at this video of photography on YouTube. And that would boost me like 25, sometimes 30 views. So I knew how to cause a trend. But the other funny thing is too, and you can't plan it. The other thing that people talk about, I worked so hard on this video. I think it was Greg earlier. Man, it was just going to be gold. I put that up there, put so much effort into it. You put it up there and you hear crickets, right? And then you'll go out there and there'll just be some random thing going on. You just decide to get your camera out. You document it. You decide you might just put it up on video and there it goes. No work. And you want to know what happened to me? That was really funny. I used to do chickens. And I also liked go on people's channels, especially people who have been around a long time, and look at their very first videos. So search by oldest and look at what they were doing on their first video. It's pretty funny. So I was doing chickens. So one day I just went out in the yard and I just videoed the chickens doing what they do, right? So they're just all over doing what chickens do. I titled it that, Chickens Doing What They Do. So, but then this big commercial came on television and it was this chicken that traveled. I don't know if you guys remember this commercial. He was sending letters home. He's a free range chicken, right? And they would be sitting on the porch and their rocker to go, it's from that chicken again. Well, he's just doing what they do. So it's free range chickens doing what they do in that commercial. And all of a sudden that backyard chicken video, because it had a very similar title, just took off like crazy. I got more than 27 views on that. So
wow,
I landed it. And it hurts me to brag because I'm modest, but there it is.
Look at that.
Free range chickens doing what they do. Best breeds and varieties. Oh yeah, and I had to throw organic in there. That's a throwback to, the catchphrases. Everything's organic, except you cannot get organic honey. You cannot get organic bees in the United States. Anyway.
But you can get beyond organic, which is another.
Yeah, but those bees are made out of lettuce. You can't trust them. So, don't let trolls get to you. I know it hurts. The other thing is keep making stuff, that's meaningful to you. Your cameras are your witnesses to what you're doing. You're reaching a broader audience with that. I think it was Yappy that also said he's planning for when he's gone. How morbid. When he's gone, his grandkids will be able to watch Yappy. Okay, no, they won't. They look at their phones and they're looking at Minecraft or whatever. They're not going to get on YouTube and see what grandfather. I make all my grandkids call me grandfather. And why is that funny? That's respect.
Yes, it is grandfather.
And I also, as they get older, they have to migrate that into an English accent so they can. Grandfather, can we look at the bees? And then they can call me governor too.
That's nice.
Governor.
And those of you who are with me on social media, I have a granddaughter now. So
congratulations.
All the grandsons, goodbye. You're okay. The granddaughter. Oh, so
pedestal.
That's right. Grandsons are a dime a dozen. It's the granddaughter. Why am I telling the world this? Anyway.
Well, there's only 4 people here, so
there's only the 4 of us, like last time.
It's just us, and you're making, coffee mugs out of the mud on your shoes. I think that's great.
Look at that, jeez.
By the way, I was on Inside the Hive TV. That's why I was late today. I was doing a live stream, and this is what I was using the whole time.
Wow, that is awesome. Representing. Thanks, Fred.
Conspicuous product placement, and I know you gave me 20, but just keep it, Greg. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
So this is very late for me. I stayed up for this, and I tried to get in. It said the room was full, whatever that meant. Like it says keep logging on, so it was like refreshing to see if people are looking at your videos. Did you refresh your screen to see how many people have clicked the like or how many people counted your videos? This is my advice to new people. Don't do that. Put your video up, walk away. The other thing is respond to everybody's comments if you can. Always acknowledge comments. And I also find that with trolls, dry humor works. Pretend that you're taking them seriously and try to give a serious response. You're a complete fool. You don't know anything about bees. Oh, well, thank you for being here. And I hope that one day you find your way with bees. And dear Dear troll.
Words of wisdom from Grandfather Frederick.
Grandfather.
Governor.
All that. Don't do that, Brian. Just get back in your vino, your vino, son. Anyway, what are we doing? It's late. That's the problem. So everybody's out here like, what are we even looking at here? What's wrong with Fred? What's his problem? Oh, look, it's Larry Lee's bees. My grandfather always said, anyone can grow an apple. It takes someone special to grow an apple without a stem. What does that even mean? Is that
wow?
What? You know what the problem is? That's too deep, and that's what bothers me. If I understood what he was saying, I'd feel like one of the guys, but I don't get it. It's like an insider thing. It's hard not to watch the counts. I know, because the Muppets are awesome, and that guy, you know, you see where I'm headed?
One,
two, three. Anyway, yeah, it is hard. Don't fixate. Just do your stuff and move on and make another video. Utilizing dry humor regardless of effectiveness. That's Dry Cut Homestead. Am I being made fun of? See, I don't even know when I'm being made fun of. Hurts my feelings, though, because you can see I'm getting emotional. So you wanted me to say that's my advice. Make the best possible content you can. Now I'm being serious. Be mindful that you're using people's time. If they're looking at your video, try your best to make it worth their time. Think about questions that you would have on whatever it is that you're presenting or talking about, and try to answer as many of those as possible. And be real. Dry wit is lost on people. Don't try it. If a shrew takes you down, demonstrate real survival tactics. People know fakery when they see it.
That's genuine right there.
And teach somebody something with every video. Something that you think they didn't know. Some little known thing. I was glad you had Justin on earlier with his book, Henry Meets the Honeybee. It's good. Celebrate other people. Create a fellowship. Comment on each other's videos. Bring it all around, and you all, Greg always says this, the tide lifts all boats or something, some nautical thing. Being a veteran, I don't remember the tide lifting all the boats. Some of them sunk. There were submarines. And
that's true.
We had a submarine sink pier side. Anyway, that's all I'm not talking about that.
Well, you're really putting a hole in them sayings, Fred.
Sorry, it's my job. It's my job to kick away at the knees of truth.
Do you know what I noticed though?
What do you notice, Brian?
We're not on air.
What are we on? The live count is still going.
Well, yeah, but your sign, it doesn't say that we're on air.
Oh, we're not on air from the way to be. Is that? Oh gosh. Oh boy. Now, okay. Now let's pop him off now before he comes back. Quick.
Right.
Pop him off. Here, get him off. Pop him off.
Here, hang on. Get him off of here.
I have another one that says live up there.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to show off. So
is that new?
Yeah, it is.
I've never seen that. Wow.
I know. I put it up
If only you were on a live stream to debut it. That's just when them. We'll look forward to that time.
Put it up today. And not only that, it's 2 colors.
Wow.
It's green and golden, like the color of honey.
Green and golden.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. See, that's smart. That's a smart joke. It took me a minute.
No, that really is. That's what it's going to. You'll have to. Next time I'm live.
Yeah.
So what else did you need me to talk about really quick?
Fred? No, you nailed it. I mean, you nailed it. Way to be.
Thank you. And thanks for using my slogan. Bruce, good to see you.
You too,
Brian. Brian, keep growing whatever it is you're growing. Greg.
I have the best eyesight there is.
The what?
I have the best eyesight that there is right now.
See, I knew it. That's another good tie-in. I see what you're doing.
Wow.
I see where it's headed. I mean, don't feel bad that your mite's a little one.
Man, that is
I
huge.
don't even. It's like everything that I have. Fred's like, well, that's nice, but here's mine.
Well, this.
Wow.
Do you have one of these? Do you have
Hold
one of these, Brian?
No.
Well, no, but let me get this out. It does. Mine almost has.
Oh, by the way, I liked your. Did you guys all talk to the Honeystead?
Yes, we did.
That was good. That was good with her mom on there and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That was good. She had
We had
that
a lot
book.
of fun with her.
Now I recommend that too. That she had a book like a 3-ring binder where she keeps all of her notes and things at work, and I recommend that for your YouTube channels too, for your social media channels. Things that work, ideas for the future, organize, like plan your stuff ahead of time, especially when it's seasonal, because things happen quick and you forget you meant to make that video, but the time comes and goes. I recommend writing down. I used to have a big white dry erase board that I kept the upcoming video projects on. So organizing what you plan to do in YouTube is also a good benefit, time management.
Awesome.
Good idea.
Fred, thanks for taking up your sleeping time. I know you've got a lot to do right now. It's not an old joke or anything. It's just you need that kind of beauty's rest to make those magnificent videos, and remember to put the on-air things on and the lives for yours. This was a good trial run for your video for this coming Friday. Q&A with Fred Dunn.
Yep, Friday. Every Friday.
Every Friday. I know Brian's put your channel up there. Frederick Dunn. It's always fun, Fred. Thanks for collaborating, and more importantly, thanks for putting up with us.
Wait, can you do the four square thing so we can do the Brady Bunch goodbye? Thank you.
May the shrew be with you.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
See you, buddy.
We'll
Thanks.
See ya.
I know we've got there's still next time. There it is. Ian Steppler. We're gonna try to get Ian to jump on here too. I know Kamon wants to jump on. We got the lines hopefully finally cleared. Kamon says he would love to jump on, but he's currently in the middle of a 1.5 pound burrito. Now, what do you think's in that burrito? Chicken? Beef?
How's he stay so
Rabbit?
skinny? That little dude. How's he stay?
It's probably something from a grow room.
We've got a bunch of folks to go. I know one of them has to get to work. And so I want to get this guy on real quick so he can get on to work. I'm looking forward to sharing this guy's story, him and his buddy. How we met was the most crazy place on earth, in the middle of nowhere, in a traffic jam on a country road, pushing the same truck out of the ditch. There's more to that story. But in the meantime, I'm really excited to put on the one and only. There he is.
Hey guys.
Jeff from Lawson's Creek. Jeff, how's it going?
Everything is going well. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Wow, listen to how professional he sounds. Do you guys hear that?
Does it sound good?
It sounds like
I'm not
professional.
Smooth.
Wow. Man, look at
Well,
that.
I'm glad.
Jeff, tell us where you are.
I am. Oh, go ahead,
like the
sorry.
state. We know you're in your house, but where in your what state? And tell us about your channel.
I am in central Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. And I started my channel in December, late December, I believe. So just recently. Got a few videos up now, I think about 7 or 8. Mostly just trying to do, tips and tutorials for beekeepers, especially new beekeepers. And I was kind of driven to do that. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, beekeeping groups, and you see a lot of, especially new beekeepers that are failing, over and over. And it's usually for the same reasons. And so I wanted to do a little bit more than just, reply on there. I figured I could make some videos and help people out. And it's a good way for me to kind of timeline and document my time in the AP area as well.
Jeff, the Yappy Beeman, I think he really appreciates you bringing the stash back.
Oh yeah.
How long has the stash been with you?
About 3 years, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you say it's kind of grown on you?
It has.
Sorry, it's getting late, and
You had
the
to do it,
jokes
yeah.
are just had to do it.
Yeah. I gotta get a drink real quick. Hold on.
Oh, look at that product placement. What a guy. We're gonna try to get Justin on here too. And matter of fact, I still owe him a coffee cup. I need to get that sent out for him. You guys, I can't wait to get this. You guys sat down. We haven't released any of those videos yet, but we've got videos from Hive Life, from our booth, little collab chats, little 10-minute conversations. I'm really looking forward to getting the one out with you and Justin. And the story on how we met, I'm going to save that for then. But it's one of those things where I don't believe in coincidences. And I think people are put in each other's lives for a reason. Things happen for a reason. We might not know what that is, but when what happened to all three of us did, you can't not think like that. But what's cool is there's so many of us that are connected to so many different layers, so many different ways. It's cool that these little bugs in a box somehow still are connecting folks all across the country in these really deep and meaningful ways. And that's really cool. I appreciate what you're doing on your channel. I recently just watched your video with that real thick comb that you were embedding with the wire. And I think I've never even seen that. So it just goes to say, you can never stop learning. You can always learn something from everybody, regardless of what it is. And I think that's the cool thing about YouTube and having such a diverse crowd and friend circle with it, is everyone's doing their own thing. And there's all these little things you can pick up and learn from each other. So I'm looking forward, Jeff, to following you and your channel the rest of the year and just seeing how Jeff at Lawson's Creek does beekeeping.
Hey, I appreciate it. And while I got you guys in here, I do want to say a big thank you specifically to you three. And then there's some others, Kamon and Dirt Rooster. You guys all come by my channel, comment on the videos, you watch it. And I really appreciate that support. And anybody else in the chat that watches my channel, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. It's awesome to all be a part of something together. And it really, it can feel like you're on an island. You can feel lonely. You can feel like sometimes no one's watching, but to know that you've got buddies that are commenting and liking, or just being a part of what you do, it really does make a difference. So I know we all appreciate that. So Jeff, thanks for popping on and making this night special. We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you for having me, guys. You have a good night.
Thanks.
There's we're finally getting the log jam cleared up. There are so many folks. What we really do need to get to is Rob Pollock at Larrabee's has been doing a really cool thing where he is paying it forward in his own way, where he's passing on some beekeeping equipment to some bee clubs. Let's pop Rob on. Rob, tell us about what you're doing, and maybe Brian can spin that wheel.
Man, so yeah, this is something that I kind of started when we started the year. So if people don't know me, I own Larrabee's. We sell vaporizers and stuff. I do a lot of prototyping, hence the 3D printers. I like pushing things as far as we can. So in doing so, I wanted to start scaling the business, and we went from vaporizers to selling smokers and hive tools and etc. And I was like, there's enough companies out there locally that people can get those products from. So I already had an inventory of them to some degree, not a lot by any means, but I had something. I was like, I could sell them at a discount, or I could give them away. So the way that I factored to do it to make it easiest and to be most beneficial to the beekeeping community was to do raffles like you'll see. I'm hoping to spin the wheel a couple times tonight. Raffles within the bee clubs, and then the club itself can have a raffle at their local level to hopefully encourage beekeepers to attend those local meetings post-COVID to hope to boost those numbers, to help try and, get things going again at the local levels. Not everybody, the reality is not everybody is on YouTube and not everybody is engaged in that way. So it takes a lot to do it. Through this, I hope to get other vendors who will step up. And, I don't have a ton of product that I can do this with, but I feel like, I grew up in the beekeeping world through YouTube. And this is the biggest way that I can kind of say thank you, is by giving back to those clubs who support people like yourselves and those watching to help things grow. It's
Rob,
been a
I got
blast.
a video here.
Oh,
I have a video.
Okay.
Let's see here. What's this?
So yeah, if your club's not on the wheel, be sure to email me. It's larabis@gmail.com, and I'll get them added.
There we go.
All right.
Brian, spin that wheel.
I need to. Let's see here. Let's get. Uh-oh. Let's see here.
Chicken dinner. Thanks for doing this. Oh, thanks.
Let's
So
see here.
Anne Arundel Beekeeper Association, they're actually local to me. They won the first one.
Yep. Now let's spin it.
So you've got all these beekeeping associations and groups.
Yeah, these
all
are
on the
people
wheel.
who just the president's club members reached out to me.
Oh, look at this.
Lower Alabama.
Wow, there we
Wow,
go.
that's
she is Heart of Dixie. I think she's on our chat
we
here. I
go.
think she's the president of that. It sounds like.
Here's another one. Let's see who else is winning.
Each club gets what was pictured. I guess we should add that.
You should do it like 100 times. Just make 'em go deep in the
Susquehanna.
inventory.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
There we
There we
go.
go.
There you go. I think I saw Charlie in here earlier. That's actually my local club here in Maryland.
Cool.
Oh, awesome.
Rob, I've been enjoying your videos. You're putting a lot more of them out, just kind of sharing you, doing you. I like what you're doing because you're not saying this is the only way to do something. You're saying this is how I do it. This
Yeah,
is with the results for me, and that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah, my big thing with my YouTube channel is really I like to be as transparent as I can with our customers. You know, I started as a beekeeper who just wanted to, make a difference in this world. I wanted to do that with bees, and I realized very quickly that I can only have so many bees on so many yards, and I'll only cover but so many miles. So having a treatment device, I get to do so much more than that. So often I'll find a hiccup or I'll find something new that I can share with the world, and YouTube is really that platform. So something to keep in mind, and I also keep in my head is your average club meeting will be between 20 to 50 people if you've got a large club near you. So if your video gets 100 views, that's a lot. That's like you talking in front of your club for a couple weeks in a row. That's a lot of people who have dedicated their time to watch your content. So when I find something new or some way that I can advance, we sell vaporizers. So if there's any way that I can make it easier or anything like that, I always try and document it and share it, because seeing it visually, I'm a very visual learner. So it's easy for me. So I find that easy for other people as well. So that's just kind of what I know in the sharing world.
Rob, thanks for doing what you do and paying it forward, supporting folks in all the ways that you can. I think that's, folks, there's so many choices out there on beekeeping equipment and supplies. I like to support folks who are doing good and are helping folks, and also folks that will flash Nature's Image Farm coffee cup mugs. So you've got my vote, Rob.
There you go.
If you want to learn more about Rob, you can check out we've got there's a stream team live with Rob. We've got an interview part 1 over at the Nature's Image Farm YouTube channel. We've got part 2 coming out later on this year, and who knows all the stuff that we'll get into. But I appreciate what you and your mom do. Everyone there at Larrabee's, Rob, keep up the good work.
Yeah, it's definitely a team effort. Mom's a
and
big
we will
part of
keep
that.
an eye out on your YouTube channel here the rest of the spring. Thanks for popping on, and thanks for donating that stuff to those bee clubs.
Yeah, man, I love it. Thanks for having me. And like I said, if you have a club, have them reach out to me, the president, chairman, whatever. I'd love to add more people to the wheel. If you know a vendor, a company, a local bee supply, if they donate some stuff, we'll give them a little shout out and stuff. So, I want to make this a long-term thing. I want to support those clubs long-term. So, be sure to do it.
Awesome.
So thanks,
All right,
guys.
buddy.
Have a good
We'll
one.
see you down the road. Hey, we'll see
Love
you
you. Take care, buddy.
in Lincoln, Nebraska
Yes.
at the Highs for Heroes conference. won't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah. Mom and I are making the trip out from just east of Baltimore, Maryland, out to go out there. I think it's a great cause. We're going to make the trip. It's wonderful. So
Awesome.
it's going to be great to get to see you in person again since I've always.
Yep.
So
Well, you know
All
what
right.
they say. It's better to be seen than viewed. So we'll see you next time. See you, Rob. I'm just absolutely full of these terrible jokes. I could go all night just on just bad dad and grandpa humor just all night long. Seriously though. We've got a bunch of folks on the bottom. I want to get them all on here. Let's jump to somebody who's been waiting in the queue for a really long time, and I've been saving him up. There's this guy, and everybody knows him. Not only is he like one of like just a cutout legend, but he's such a cutout legend that he actually has his own line of apparel. I mean, what? See, is he on there? Let's get old Randy McCaffrey on here. Randy,
Finally,
man,
hey,
we've got Randy on here.
Try again. Am I the ninth caller? Did I win the car?
You absolutely won the car.
Yes. Is it a smart car?
How's it going, Randy?
What's up, man?
Man, doing good. Good to see y'all. I've been enjoying the conversation. I was in the chat for a little bit, and then I was like, man, I can't read that and watch this at the same time. So I just been
That's hard. Brian is the master. I don't know how he does it. I can only focus on one thing at once.
Yeah,
Brian's really good at that. That's for sure.
I can't go back and forth, especially when there's good conversation going on. I got to listen in.
There it is, 628 Dirt Rooster.
That's it.
You've got one heck of a YouTube channel. Anyone who's in beekeeping knows it. And I think as folks build their channels, they're always, not really. I always like to tell folks just and things, life in general, that there aren't really any shortcuts to being successful. You might find tips and tricks or shortcuts to finding some success in things.
Yeah.
But there are no shortcuts to being successful. But Randy, if you could pass on some words of wisdom or some encouragement to folks who are building a channel and trying to share their experience in beekeeping, would you have any words for them?
Yeah. As far as YouTube goes, I would say know why you're doing it before you start. If you think you're going to get real big at it real quick and it's going to be make you rich or whatever, throw that out of your mind. Let it be your creative outlet. Let it be your platform for teaching or for creating community or whatever it may be. But don't go in it with plans of grandeur unless you have a big plan and a team put together that you're going to do something with a business, something like that. But as a word of encouragement to people on YouTube, and I heard somebody mention earlier that they were not qualified for a mentorship or to be a mentor for House for Heroes yet, but I'll tell you, YouTube is a great place to mentor people, and you don't realize who all you're mentoring because not everybody comments or gives input or feedback, but you're reaching so many people that you'll never know the effect that you have. And I saw that a lot at the Hive Life conference, and I see it a lot in the comments. People send me private messages or whatever and say, man, you don't even know you got me into bees. And I'm like, I don't know how I got you into bees because crazy stuff I do, who would want to do that, But on the other side of it, you're giving, but you don't realize what you receive. And I didn't for a long time, but YouTube made me an infinitely better beekeeper just because of the people reaching out to me, wanting to know things. And so people would come at me with comments about, and it was stuff that was maybe second nature to me. I wasn't really thinking about it. And as I'm going through whatever work I'm doing, I'm kind of talking my way through it because it doesn't make any sense, especially if you're not a beekeeper. Some of the things I do, if I'm not telling you what I'm doing, it doesn't make any sense. You're just watching a guy do something and you're like, I don't even know what he's doing. But some of the stuff that I'm doing that I don't even think to explain, and somebody will come at me with a question, and it's just, maybe something really simple, but they're like, man, I've looked everywhere for that and couldn't find the answer. Thanks so much for that. But then on the other side, when I first started doing all that, I was a beekeeper. I was a decent beekeeper, but people started hitting me with questions, and some of it I would have to go to my mentors and find out, and I'd come back and post in the comment, and I wouldn't say Mr. Roy said this. I would just come back and give them the answer. And then, me and them both are learning at the same time. They didn't know that, and I didn't intentionally mislead, but they're all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, you're a genius. I couldn't find that anywhere. And I'm like, well, I'm not really a genius. I just found it out too, but you don't realize how much you learn mentoring somebody. So I'd say it don't matter if you're a year in, if you're brand new to it, you know something somebody else doesn't know that's not keeping bees yet. So YouTube will make your viewers more intelligent as well as you, to help you out a lot. You don't even realize. And just, years of doing it have just made me a pretty good beekeeper and just in mentoring people. And it's maybe stuff I would have picked up anyway, but people hit me with questions all the time, something I didn't even think about, or suggestions when they're watching me do something. Hey, why don't you do this way? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I never even thought about that. And then I incorporate it into whatever I'm doing. So Yeah, word of encouragement to all you brand new guys. If you're not getting a lot of views, so what? You know, you're gaining from it. People that watch, you're gaining from it. Or you can just be a goof. A lot of what I do is just goofy stuff, and I enjoy it. Some people like to get a laugh out of it, and then my good buddy, my little
Speaking
brother.
of goofs, look at these two. You put those two together, watch out.
Listen, I begged Brian to let me in on your thing. I begged. I sent him 3 coupons for free donuts to win again. He replied back with, if I'd send 2 more, he would let me on. Okay, so it's 5 dozen donuts.
All right. Well, this tops Fred. Yappy was texting me. He said, "You got top Fred." I said, "There ain't no topping Fred." The dude, hands down, is the funniest beekeeper on YouTube, and you don't see that in his videos, but he is. But he's like the prop master. So every time you mention, so you can mention a horn button for a Model T, and he reaches right here. He's got it. I think he has somebody off camera handing him stuff, because I don't hear him rattling, digging through piles of junk to get this stuff. But
he's hard to keep up with. I mean, Fred is so sharp. I mean, he wants to play that English grandfather role. That dude is so sharp. I mean, the whole time we're talking on the interview and we're doing the whole Shrew Saga thing, I'm thinking, like, spinning my wheels, trying to keep up, he's just cruising along at the driest, funniest sarcasm you ever did here.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, sharp.
I'm looking forward to seeing some Yappy Dirt Rooster sarcasm videos in the future.
Yeah, there's more coming.
We've got stuff. Here's the downside. That man right there. Let's see, right there. See, I got the whole Brady Bunch thing going on.
That's good.
Right there. Okay, wait, let me reach back and play the piano real quick.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
I wish I could hand you something.
Yeah. But he has come up and been in more of my videos. I think I was in one of his when we were up in Huntsville. I think I got him
at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, but yeah, he's been awesome to work with. He's been in a couple of mine, and I'm gonna have to return the favor there. But you guys, really, honestly, you need to write down this moment. I have never known Randy to be in a video like this, or much podcasting or anything else. So this moment you guys are having with him right here is like an iconic moment that you're getting the Dirt Rooster live action.
Okay. Live action.
Hive action. Hey,
hive action.
Wow. Just a little hint. More to come, Yappy.
I hope so, because I'm telling you, look at him. Don't he look at that smile on his face?
He's
man.
Awesome, man. He's awesome.
Live action.
But I'll tell you.
Oh man, that's great.
It may take both of us to try to even get like in the same scale as like the bottom of it as a Fred Dunn. But you get us long enough, we're holding up a lot of stuff, but you get us long enough, and y'all might as well just sit back and just laugh, because me and him get going, it's not gonna be not gonna be pretty.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what's one of the greatest things I enjoy about it is how, yes, you guys are great at what you do. Cut out kings, some folks will call you, but as equally good as you are at doing that, you're even better at meeting folks where they are, helping them out, doing that thing. You can cut up, we can have jokes, we can have a good time. There are a lot of folks that I've met, and especially in the beekeeping world, where they have one mode, and that is to try to be on top as some teacher thing. And they're not approachable. They can't come down to anyone else's level. They can't have a good time. They take everything way too serious. It's a bunch of bugs in a box, or bugs stuck up under a rafter, under a trailer, or you name it. I mean, let's not, I love that you guys, you're serious about what you do and you're passionate about what you do, and it shows, but you don't take things too serious, or you can't have a good time. And you guys having fun, you can't fake that. And it shows right through your videos. And I really enjoy how you guys do you. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah, we do have a great time every time. I don't do a whole lot of removals that I don't have a good time on. If I didn't enjoy it, I can promise you there's things I could do and make more money.
Oh yeah.
It's not a get rich quick job, but I enjoy it. Yappy enjoys it. There's not a lot of paperwork involved, which is a big plus for me. So we're going to keep on. And me and Yappy got big things coming. And, well, some of y'all know, and we'll maybe Yappy will share that later on. But, yeah. So that's
Cool.
where
I'll be waiting.
We appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks for jumping on with us, guys.
Hey,
Really do
thanks for having
appreciate
us.
it.
I really enjoy it. I appreciate it. I've been enjoying the conversations with everybody. Some of the guys that we met at the Hive Life conference, and Dooley, I hadn't met him yet, but enjoyed that song.
He made you a song and everything.
Yeah,
That's when you know when you've made it in the beekeeping YouTube world. You have your own hat, and someone writes you a theme song. There's goals.
I need to get busy.
All right. Thanks, fellas. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you guys.
Well, we got a bunch of folks on here still, but let's get on. There's a lot of things going on here. We're talking about donuts. I want to get serious for a moment, if you would. You know, there's a lot of controversy going on right now, and between Canada and the United States, and it's all centered around Tim Hortons 10 Bits Donuts. I mean, we all know the struggle is real when it comes to donuts, and I've got to ask him himself. I've got to find out. Ian Steppler, what is your favorite 10-bit donut?
Oh, I love the variety pack. I don't have my favorite. I just kind of take handfuls. Well, no, that's a lie because I don't get them because my kids eat them before I get a chance at them.
You know, what about the cake ones? Just the regular brown cake ones. Are those like a palate cleanser in between, like a sour cream glazed? And are those go home to the kids? Like, here, kids, I brought you donuts. And
Yeah,
just those left.
That's pretty much every time I go for coffee. If I don't come back with Timbits, then I get the gears for sure. Yeah. So how's everybody tonight? Thanks for inviting me on, by the way.
We're doing good, man. We appreciate you jumping on. I think you've kind of heard what we're kind of trying to do tonight is just kind of share what folks are doing. And there's so many folks we all look up to you for what you do, not because we're trying to necessarily pat you on the back or put you in a pedestal, but when you see somebody who is genuinely successful and they're sharing that success with folks in an honest and transparent way, that's huge. A lot of folks aren't doing things quite like that. And so when we see folks like you doing it, it's encouraging for us because we know there's a lot of room still to grow. And when we have folks that are further down the road, we can learn a lot from them. And so I appreciate what you do, Ian, your channel. For folks that are watching and they're trying to build a channel, what would you have to pass on to them?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I think everybody has their own purpose of doing what we're doing here. So everybody, you need to find what is your purpose of being involved with a YouTube channel like this. And so I have to ask myself that, why am I doing this? Like, what is the whole reason why I'm putting all this energy, uploading videos onto YouTube and providing exposure like this? And sometimes I wonder, but I think, I think it's no secret that I'm not very comfortable being in the spotlight. I'm not a very good public speaker. I'm the guy in the convention hall that's in the very back of the room, back chair with the crowd in front of me, taking it all in and, not really participating. And I wanted more. Like, I'm a bit of an activist when it comes to agriculture. I like to champion agriculture and I want to contribute a little bit more. And this fear of public speaking has always gotten in my way. And it just happened chance. I was invited to speak in front of a convention out in BC, 300 people. And for some reason I agreed. And I was like, whoa, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to practice? I've never done anything like this before. I have trouble speaking in front of, 5 people, let alone 300 or 400 people. So what I did is I just took my camera, like my phone, and I just started recording myself, just practicing speaking. Just, I was afraid of all my tics and the way my mannerisms and all this and just how I present myself. So the next thing I did was kind of corrected myself a bit, made a video, and then put it up on social media, being YouTube. I made a YouTube channel just to put myself in front of people so it feels like I'm speaking in front of people. And that's the genesis behind this whole project, is just practicing conveying myself better. And I think I've come a long ways over the last 4 years. I noticed I listened to your your guests you put on here, and they say, look, watch your first video put on and see what you're doing now. And the one thing I'm noticing within my videos, like my mannerisms and everything, my speech and everything's all the same. My content is as dry as toast, but I'm noticing I'm not editing as much anymore. I used to edit, and piece everything together. And now I can actually express what I'm saying without thinking about what I'm saying, so I don't stumble myself up all the time. I just can convey what I have to do. And because of this, because of this, I'm getting all this exposure, and here I am talking to you guys. I'm quite flattered, but I'm also, I'm chair of the Manitoba Beekeepers Association, if you can believe that. Like I'm managing industry. I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to tap my energy directly into the beekeeping industry, and I'm having the time of my life, just dealing with people, dealing with beekeeping business. I'm dealing with government departmental stuff. I had no idea how government runs and how industry collaborates with government to make things move forward and help the producers, and it's just been a huge eye-opening experience and really contributed to everything I do. And it's just been quite the ride, just hang on. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm doing here.
Ian, one thing I wanted to bring up, I really appreciate your willingness to chat with anybody. I've seen on your channel, and I've seen on others, you don't hesitate to help anybody out and talk to anybody. And I just appreciate that. Even Saturday, you and I got on with Sebastian in the UK, and that was just a really fun time, and some good information was passed along there. And I appreciate your willingness to, you don't give yourself enough credit. You've got such a huge following and a great channel, and it's really neat that people such as yourself, and we had Yappy and Dirt Rooster, all these people on here that are willing to come on to things like this and spend your time with us. We just really appreciate you.
I guess I'm a bit of a believer paying it forward. I started with 4 hives 22 years ago, and I didn't know anything. So I leaned on a lot of people to be able to provide me some guidance. And I think I appreciate just having the chance for these guys to stop and turn around, look at me, and answer some of my questions, some of those basic questions. And, so I think I'm just trying to do the same, as just pay it back. Through these videos, there's another comment about, advice in making YouTube videos and how should you approach this and all this. One thing I'd like to say is, when you're making videos, speak to somebody. Like for me, I'm speaking to myself 15 years ago. I'm speaking to that beekeeper that didn't know anything, and that beekeeper that is just starved for perspective and just looking for some of those answers that he had no answers for, and just trying to reach out for him. So I'm speaking to myself. So my audience is myself, and maybe I'm tapping my audience through the screen here to the same beekeepers who are looking for that same perspective. I think beekeepers are starved of perspective. They just want to see more. We have all this enthusiasm, and we want to see where this can take us, and give us more, give us that perspective. So I think that's kind of what I do. And I look at other channels on YouTube and your channels too, and I notice you guys are speaking to your audience, and I think that's really important. You don't want to cover everybody. You keep it really specific to who you want to communicate to, and do a really good job at that. And then you'll find that audience just starts to grow like this, because other people want a piece of that. They want to see what's going on. So it just these things kind of propagate themselves. They just kind of expand and grow. And if you're providing something that people want, then people will gravitate towards you. So that's all I have to say about YouTube. One thing I don't like about YouTube, I do and I don't, is once you get into the game, YouTube starts paying you, and I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. You start getting that ticket, and they want you to give more content. They want you to keep pushing you. And then you don't have the time to put up the videos and upload. They punish you by taking that money away. It's almost like a whip, and it can be very controlling. So you got to be able to control that. You got to be able to decide why you're doing this and not let that rule your life. Because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of other farmers, and it's almost like they have their little farm. The genesis of their YouTube channel was this farm, and they're doing this. Now they have this exposure. They have 500,000 subscribers. Now they're filming their farm instead of farming their farm. Things have kind of turned right around. So we just got to make sure we don't lose sight of what the original purpose is here and just keep things real, right? So anyway, that's just a little
good.
rant.
That's good. That's great. Stay
Yeah,
real.
that's
Keep
great.
it
Don't
real.
forget who you are. You don't forget who you are. That's very important.
Yeah. So that's good. I don't want to hold up your other guests. I know you got to you guys are going to be here till midnight.
Well, Ian, I know you're busy up there with the farm and everything else. It's always meant a lot. You know, you don't need us to tell you, but it has your approach with beekeepers, with a brand new beekeeper or an experienced, not only relatable that you are, but approachable, and how you make that connection, that human connection, that has not gone unnoticed. And there's a couple people that it seems like whenever you see Ian Steppler, you know who you also always see. Now she is going to probably kill me if she's listening. She's probably zoned out. Let's see. When I think of Ian, you know, also I think of beekeeping with Natalee.
Oh, hey, Natalee.
Hey, Natalee.
And you know, also I think about
who?
The 1.5 burrito man, cheeseburger thief himself, Kamon Reynolds.
Oh, hi, Kamon.
How's it going, guys?
You didn't even
he's got no ears.
Natalee.
We jumped the gun.
Yeah, you
Natalee.
didn't even warn Natalee. You were just like, here she is, and here's this person.
Natalie's
here's
a professional.
1-to-1. Here's 2-to-1.
She just boom. Natalee, how's it going?
Good.
That's terrific. I noticed you have a new and improved YouTube channel with an awesome name that I think goes like directly to who you guys and what you do with beekeeping with Natalee. And here we have Natalee. How's it going? I know you love these kind of things, and I know you love being put on the spot. But you know, and I know you don't need all of us, you know, old timers, you know, saying, you know, keep up the good work and hard work pays off, that everyone always says. But it you know, I think what your folks are doing with you and trying to work together to not only meet those goals.
Can you all hear me?
With the
thumbs
farm?
up if you can.
We got you.
All right, I
Thumbs
can't hear
up,
a
Kamon.
thing any of you all are saying.
Oh, you
Do you
can't?
have your
which is actually quite nice.
Wow.
Well, if you
Didn't
go
do
into your
anything.
stream, the settings there, you can do there he goes.
There we go.
Perfect. Well, this is going
That's what
great.
TikTok gets you, right?
Right.
Delete.
Delete. Well, it was real. Natalee, are you enjoying yourself right now? Are you guys covered in snow and ice and all those kind of things too?
I mean, we don't have snow right now, but we're supposed to get snow sometime
Are you?
tonight. So
Still. Wow.
yeah.
Now, Natalee, you've got a lot of subscribers, and you've got a lot of people that are tuning in to watching Beekeeping with Natalee. What's this whole YouTube thing been like for you? What's this whole thing mean to you?
I mean, I didn't really expect much. It was just kind of like started it not knowing where it would go. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been hard too, just because like it's another thing that I have to do, or, you know, sometimes making videos isn't the funnest thing in the world, but and then dealing with people who will try to get you down is another thing. But I like it. I enjoy it. It helps me a lot. I mean, I'm the same with Ian. I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't like crowds of people at all. But I think that's a good thing for me is getting that out of the way now, and then hopefully I'll get better at it. I don't know, but it's been fun. It's also been kind of hard, but I enjoy stuff like this, even though before I didn't know when I was going to get added on. So it's like getting nervous, and then all of a sudden I'm on here, but yeah, I like it. I enjoy it.
We look at that. There's that awesome, most famous girl beekeeper, my bee hero. That's coming from Yappy Beeman himself. Look at that.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, Natalee, as you've kind of figured out, like you guys, you know, you start to get like a little bit of a style going with like, this is what we do. This is how we kind of shoot the video. This is how we kind of edit it. Is there a part of it that you like absolutely like really love the most about it?
I think I I love the comments, and I love talking to people through the comment section and getting to know people. It's like you can create such a like good relationship with somebody through comments. Like Don Bearden commented on all of my videos, and then like getting to meet them at conferences. Like I met him first year at Hive Life, and then again this year at Hive Life. So it's nice being able to meet people and experiencing that. And then it's like you said earlier, it's like we work as a team together and help out each other. But I enjoy most of it. I enjoy beekeeping just because it's an adventure and it's not all the same. That's why I love queen grafting and swarm catching, especially swarm catching, because it's all very different. You don't catch one swarm and then the next swarm is the exact same. It's always a very different adventure. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll think, why do I want to get into beekeeping? Like, I mean, you get stung and like there's all these things that happen, but I really enjoy it. So I don't know. It's crazy, but I do love beekeeping a lot.
Natalee, did you pick up one of these at the conference?
I didn't get one, but I think there's one on the way. So
what is that?
We'll
I didn't see that. What is that, Brian?
It's a grafting tool.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's from Pierce.
Yeah.
I saw it actually on, I mean, I was so busy, talking to people and just trying to see all the vendors and that. I actually missed it on their table, and I saw it on Randy's video. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I got to get one of those. So,
You know where I saw that first? I saw that on Fred Dunn's video, and I think he was talking about Natalee's opinion on that thing. He made a funny joke. Natalee, do you remember what you said about that when Fred was?
Well, he said something different, but from what I understand, I think I said it's like cheating. But I mean, I don't know. And then he talked about it on the live that he did with you guys a while ago, and I was like, I didn't say that. No.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, because Fred is not. I mean, I expected him to be a very, laid back person, and he is. But he'll just make those jokes that you don't expect, and then I'm like, wait, what do I say? And so I slowly started to catch on to it throughout the couple of days that we were there, and then I started saying stuff like that. But those kind of people are really fun to talk to that you can just make jokes with, and they will just say something back. But yeah, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said something like that.
That's what it was.
So.
And I thought it was pretty funny. We've got some videos to get out, especially with you sitting down at our table with the mics. And I was impressed with just how quick and sharp and fast you are. I was having a hard time keeping up with you in the humor. Fred's like that too. I tell you, who else is a jokester? Let's see if his headphones are working this time. Kamon, can you hear us?
No, we can't.
Now we can't hear him.
Now we can't hear him.
Oh,
look. Gee,
how's that?
Christmas.
There we got you now.
There it
Good
is.
job.
It helps if you turn the microphone on.
Shh, we won't tell anyone. It's just us six watching. It's fine. It's totally fine.
It's just us watching this.
I haven't seen you in a while, Ian.
Yeah, good to see you again, Kamon. We had a bit of a podcast chat last night on an association meeting up here. So thanks again for that, Kamon. It was very well received.
Oh, well, good. It was a lot of fun. It was different than most everything that I've done in the past. So it was fun to do something a little fresh.
Yeah, I was going to send you speaking notes on it, but I figured, cold open sometimes is good when you just kind of throw questions at a guy and get the honest truth out of him sometimes.
It works. It works.
Kamon, what do you think of this whole Hive Life thing? There's been there was definitely something going on and special during Hive Life, and it seems to not stop. It's just unfolding and exponentially growing and growing and growing, and there's this whole sense of community and folks working together and collaborating. Like that was a huge launching point, I think, for a lot of folks. What's on your end of the spectrum? I know you're tied up with of putting everything on and making sure all the needs are met. What are you seeing on your end of the line as far as what's kind of unfolding with this whole Hive Life conference movement, if you'd call it that?
Sure. Ian and I talked about this just a tiny bit yesterday, and to take it a step further. What I get to see on my end is all the creativity to a larger extent. I mean, you all are being creative with this and have got to, I have not made everything that's happened happen, but I have been at least a part of bringing some people together and them then becoming friends and doing some some more things together, and some of them are completely new and met for the first time at the Hive Life conference. Our first Hive Life conference, I remember you and Bob hit it off pretty good, Greg, and you ended up going down there and spending some time with him and doing videos. And so for me, the biggest reward is seeing the relationships and the creativity, and it's just a blessing that it happens to be our conference that people are coming to, and I get to see not only what you guys are doing here, but also seeing a lot of other stuff going on, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's an association of beekeepers that didn't realize they live close to each other, and they're like, you know what, this year we're all going to work together and start raising some queens for our location. I know a group of guys in Oklahoma, and they're working together to raise queens for each other. So the creativity is a lot of fun out of it, and also I'm seeing some competitive spirit, which is always good for the industry. And so I'm seeing guys talk about creating products and having products at next year's conference that they're working towards. We've got American-made extractors on the way. I got a picture yesterday from Thorn Manufacturing up in Wisconsin, and they're making extractors and bottling tanks and wax melting tanks. So that'll be another option for beekeepers that's made here in America. So I just love the creativity. That's the main thing.
There's going to be a lot going on in this year as the aftermath kind of unfolds. I can't even imagine what next year's conference is going to look like, and if it continues down like this. I mean, can you even imagine the snowball when we get to next year? I mean, that's absolutely, I can't even wrap my brain around it. Where are you guys? I'm sure you are already working on next year right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So behind me, you'll see I've got another whiteboard because my other one's not big enough. And both of them are dedicated towards some conference related things, and just think, we're wanting to always be creative, and I want people that came to this year's conference to come back next year and still see a lot of fresh things and new things and things that excite them. Obviously, we can't get away from the culture, though, because that's really the heart and soul of this thing, is the beekeepers that make it up, and also just the fun, clean atmosphere. And if Ian comes this next time, who knows how many people we'll have. I really think we're looking between 12 and 1,500 people, though, and I usually underestimate, so we'll see how we go with that.
I just about got on the plane, Kamon. I was close, but I got sick.
I know. Well,
this close. Third time's a charm.
This time, starting the 1st of December, I expect you to be like drinking garlic smoothies and stuff like that.
I'll quarantine myself.
That's right. Whatever it takes, just live out there in the winter shed.
Well, Kamon, your YouTube channel has spawned a lot of us finding you, and then finding Hive Life, finding each other. Can you talk to us a little bit? Do you have any words of encouragement for folks who are starting their channels? Just a little, any nuggets of wisdom to help motivate them to keep going. Where did you start with that, and what helped you kind of keep things moving when you hit those trouble spots?
That's a hard one. First of all, it was nice that my wife encouraged me a lot, got me into it in the first place. And but early on, it was rough. I remember a specific point. I believe I was around 270, 300 subscribers. And this guy just gets on Facebook after I released a video on pollen patties or something like that, and just totally just rips me up and down, just about how bad and everything it is. And, and you get that. And I get that a couple times a week now. I mean, I get it constantly. So when you have a personality like mine, you rub some people the wrong way. And, that just comes with the territory. I had a lot of people upset. We even thought about putting on a conference this year. So you can't make everybody happy. So that's the first lesson, is you got to tune out the negativity, because 99.9% of the people that I do deal with are awesome. And they're great to be around. And no, I don't always get it right, but there's a difference between constructive criticism, like, hey, Kamon, maybe this wasn't quite right. Or I remember Ian one time pointing something out in a video that's like, I wasn't fully accurate. And so I needed to get that straightened out. And I appreciated that, because I don't want to have inaccurate stuff on my channel. And but there's a difference between constructive criticism and all that. But that being said, whether it's the bad stuff or the good stuff, you've just got to keep doing, just like beekeeping. YouTube's the same way. You just got to keep making videos, and you also got to look at it as like, I know I'm going to look at my earlier videos and kind of groan because they're going to stink, but that's just part of the process. I mean, it is. You cannot be great at something without going through the embarrassing things first. It's like playing the fiddle. If you can learn how to play the fiddle, it is so awesome, but it's humiliating to start on that instrument. But everyone goes to the humiliating stage at some point. So just don't, beekeeping YouTube, don't stop. Just keep making them. And just because maybe you don't get to 42,000 subscribers or whatever, it is, there's a lot more value to YouTube out than just subscriber count and size of subscribers. A lot of it is just relationships, especially in beekeeping, where we're actually very small group. So we really need one another to fully maximize our potential and for other people to realize their potential. I believe that.
So you came and I've taken a page out of your book. So I'm in Toastmasters, and they say you got to push the boundaries a little bit. And one of the strategies when you're speaking in front of a crew is to tell a joke. And I said, oh, geez, I can't tell a joke if so I figured, well, if Kamon can tell such bad jokes, maybe I'll try that. So in one of my presentations, I gave one of my favorite jokes, actually, is about the drone bee. And it was just terrible, but it loosened up the crowd and it kind of provided, and they started giving me feedback. So it worked. So I have to give that one to you. Thanks for teaching me how to provide bad jokes.
Oh, well, we all have our uses.
Wow. Just kidding.
Wow.
Nailed it.
I am the master of the bad jokes. But this is the way I look at beekeeping YouTube jokes. I don't need them all to land and be successful. I just need to keep firing away, and eventually I'm going to hit the target. So some people do one bullet, and if they miss, they give up. I just keep spraying those shots down range and eventually hit that target.
I tell you,
here, I'll tell you guys the joke before I leave. I got to step out here, but this is it. This is the only joke I know, and this is the best one. There once was a king bee. There once was a king bee, and he told his workers, we worked hard today. We brought in lots of honey. Let's take tomorrow off and drink some mead. And it was the first and last king bee. I told my Toastmasters group that nobody got it.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't, but it is pretty hilarious though.
Ian, thanks for jumping on with this, encouraging folks, spending some time with us. I really appreciate it. And we look forward to collaborating and working together with you moving forward. Thanks for jumping on tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate the energy. Yeah,
Ian,
see you guys later. Cheers.
See you, Ian.
Thanks, man.
I tell you who has some of the best jokes. Matter of fact, she has some jokes coming out in a future video from Hive Life, a little collaboration chat with beekeeping with Natalee. You're clapping, Kamon, but you have no idea what's coming. There has been some shots fired across the bow. Let me tell you, you just wait. I'm not throwing Natalee under the bus, but man, she is sharp. She's quick. If you spent time with her dad, Chris, or mom, Don, I'm curious, Natalee, who do you get your sense of humor from? Your mom or your dad?
Definitely my dad.
Oh, okay. Nice. Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to getting that little collaboration chat out. I'm going to warn Kamon ahead of time. I'm going to make sure that I get my seat for next year, like already paid for, and the vendor slot in first before the video goes out, because I just that's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, sure. You're coming, so we're having you back next year, huh, Greg?
Oh, I guess not. So one bad joke. I see it. That lesson learned here. One bad joke's all it takes, right, Kamon?
Well, I actually just killed a fly in my room. I cannot. It's been so warm here.
Is it warm enough for flies? Okay.
It was like 70 degrees today. But yeah, I'm kind of used to it with Natalee, and I actually got to say that I kind of deserve everything I get on any of the jokes that she fires my way, because she does get a ton of her humor from her dad, but I have not helped matters. She has we've hung around each other enough that she's heard a large repertoire of jokes that come from my family and myself, and she's really good at firing back. So I'm ready for it. I'm sure I deserve it. But it's all right. I figure by the time she's 20, maybe she'll be able to keep up with me on the jokes and the wit department. She's doing good for 13.
Wow. Natalie, do you have any final thoughts or jokes for Kamon before we turn you guys loose?
No, I'll wait.
Oh, see, she's learned that from her mom.
Wait till he's not
Don, if
on.
you're listening, that's the scariest thing is when a female says, just wait. Boy, you've got it coming.
She's trying to act mature is what she's doing. It's really hard, but she's doing a pretty good job.
At least I'm
Natalie?
trying. You're not.
Well, hey,
Oh.
yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is that was the warm up. That was the shot across the bow right there. So if you guys weren't here and it was just her and me, it would literally be like cats and dogs over here. It would, she really gets
It's
real
not
mean.
like it's not like she had trouble. It's not like she was a professional musician and had trouble turning her microphone on or anything. I don't know why you're giving her such a hard time, Kamon.
Well, at first it was actually the audio, and then it was the microphone. So it wasn't just the microphone. I wanted to make
Okay.
sure that we all were aware of that.
Don,
But no,
Don.
but no, Natalie, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you since the conference. Occasionally, I called her mom just the other day, and Dawn, she's really fun to talk to. Really nice, personable, charming. Good sense of humor. Obviously, Natalie takes after her dad, and
Oh,
Gosh.
that's right. Well, I know you guys said that you gotta keep moving on, but it's I just thought I'd jump in here for a little bit, and Brian and Bruce and Greg. Actually, we got to switch that up a little bit. It's got to be more like Howard Fine and Howard. So Bruce, Greg, and Brian. There we go. And you guys don't watch enough Three Stooges, do you?
There we go.
Yeah.
no, that's right
It's
over
been
my
a
head
while.
there. Yeah.
Wow.
I would like to say something, Natalie. I've watched some of your recent videos, and you're doing just a phenomenal job. I'm impressed with your ability to teach principles of beekeeping at your age. I just am really super impressed by that. I really enjoyed
Thank
the
you.
video you recently did on condensing a hive down and also describing the Hive Alive product. I actually have some that I'm going to try, and I appreciate your guidance on that. And you're just light years ahead of even me, I think, in some areas. So you got a bright future in store. I appreciate you sharing your information and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Natalie, thanks for jumping on. I am enjoying getting to know you and your mom and your dad, and we'll see you. I guess you're going to be stuck with us a little bit longer. You're going to see some of us again here in Lincoln, Nebraska, just here in March. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. Kamon's going to jump on the via Zoom there for Hives for Heroes. I know Kamon's got another speaking engagement there at the same time, so that'll be fun watching all the things that Kamon does. And look at this wet worried.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I've got like a 15-minute window between Nebraska and then my next time getting on stage and speaking. So it's going to be fun though. And I tried to enlist Natalie into helping me, but she refused. Basically, I've come to realize that if I want Natalie to do something, I need to tell her that she can't do it. That's the only way I can get her to do anything. There's like that book. I was like, it became a race. It was that apitherapy book on bee stings by Charles Mraz. And it was not my fault the book got delayed. I had no control over that. And by the time I got that book, she'd already read the thing from cover to cover and then bragged on YouTube about it. I would never do anything like that.
Never.
Oh goodness. But
thanks guys. We appreciate y'all.
Kamon and Natalie, thanks both for jumping on. I'm looking forward, Natalie, to seeing Beekeeping with Natalie videos throughout the rest of the spring. We'll see you in Nebraska. Kamon, it's always good seeing you. We seriously appreciate everything that you and the missus do to support beekeeping, this whole movement, giving us all opportunities to get together, to make those relationships and to make that meaningful and positive difference out there. So appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you for popping on.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you
and
Thanks,
see
guys.
you, Natalie. I'll talk to you guys later.
We'll
All
see
right,
you.
thanks, guys.
Natalie, we'll see you. Take care, Natalie. Thanks for popping on
Bye.
with us. See
Yeah,
ya.
thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Well, we're in like severe overtime here. There's still a few more folks that we absolutely have to get on because they're so awesome. There's a guy on here. You've probably seen videos with him on our YouTube channel. Has an incredible story, and he's just a super good dude. We've had a lot of fun with him. We had a really adventurous time down in Colloquia, Tennessee, going to the Sevierville to the Hive Life Conference. That was just an enormous. Anyways, that's a story for another time. It is absolutely awesome to bring this fella on here. And he's been on here for a long time. And I knew he had the stamina to do it. And I knew that he could hang in there like a hare and a hush puppy. The one and the only Tennessee, Tim Mccandless. Tim, how's it going?
You're on. Is he muted?
Let's see if we can.
We can't hear him.
Unmute yourself there, buddy.
Ooh.
Well, there's Tim.
And here.
There you go.
There
for
we
a
go.
second, we had you.
Unmute.
Is that it?
There he is.
There it
There we
is.
go.
Tim.
That's it. There you are.
How's it going, Tim?
Oh man, I'm hanging in like a hair in a biscuit. How y'all doing?
That's right.
Tim, a lot of folks have gotten to know you through the YouTube channel. You gave us an awesome tour of your homestead. Got to get into your story about how beekeeping saved your life. You're putting videos out on your YouTube channel. For folks who haven't found you yet, tell us a little bit about where you're at and what you're doing on your YouTube channel.
I started me a YouTube channel back, I believe it was November, and to kind of go along with my story about how the beekeeping was what I used to fuel my weight loss. I wanted to get back in a hive and work bees again. And some of the guys I looked up to has already been on tonight. Like when we got to go to the Hive Life conference, my buddy drove through a snowstorm and picked me up. Like, that was awesome. But I got to go to this Hive Life conference and meet a lot of the guys that I had watched and that inspired me, to keep getting up and going out to the bee yard. And that's I've had a great time with that, the conference.
It was great having you there. It was that drive. I mean, we had a good time just talking, cutting up. There were quite a few times where I think my knuckles are still white.
I wouldn't doubt it a bit.
The big man was definitely looking out for us and had spared us in several occasions on that trip. And we'll probably get into that a little bit more later. But
it's really too bad you wouldn't film and all that, because
that was I'm sort of glad I didn't. I got in a car accident a few years back, and that's kind of what catapulted us into the homesteading life, getting back out to here. And every now and again that photo will come up in a presentation or something that I give, and it's still just kind of, it just was one of them things, So I don't know that I would want to look at video. Luckily I got to see Brian's footage and some other snowpocalypse footage of people driving. That was good enough for me. I don't need to relive it. That the memories are etched into my steering wheel and into my
I guarantee you they could find your fingerprints molded into the plastic of that steering wheel. That was that was white knuckling for sure.
And I tell you, a couple of the guys that we met on that road have been on tonight. One of them, one's going to come up next year. The kind of people that we meet through all this. I mean, if I look back and say, would you do it all over again? Go down there, pick up Tim, go through all of that to try to get there in a heartbeat, with not even a second. And that wasn't even. I knew that there was a reason that we were supposed to do that, and I knew. Had that feeling and trust that everything was going to be okay. Didn't mean that it wasn't scary and that we all could have lost life and limb on several occasions, but we have a story to tell, and I would do it all over again. And it was a fun time, man. What was that? 12 hours it took to get from your place to Sevierville.
It was.
Whatever it was.
But once we got to Sevierville, the memories I got to make there, like
oh man,
Mr. Bruce there, I got to sit down with him and Jose and break bread. well, with you
Yeah.
and your family too, Greg, for that matter, we got to sit down and it's something about the box of bugs. You know, we all keep coming back to that. What we're all doing this over a bunch of bugs in a box.
In a box.
You know?
That was our catchphrase, wasn't it? The whole entire time. You know,
Yeah.
we'd escape death, and then all this for a bunch of bugs in a box.
It's something about them. They're man. I'm gonna tell you. The somebody said something earlier about the smell of a hive.
Thomas.
The guy was talking about smelling his hand. You know, it was on his hands. He was missing working the bees. That, just to want to get up and get out there, and that's motivation, bro. I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing like the smell of a healthy beehive. I hate whenever I get to smell banana, like right here on the bridge of your nose.
Yeah.
You ever get where you get that y'all remember Now Later candy?
Oh,
Now
yeah.
and Later,
Mhm.
they had that artificial banana.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, every time I get hit in the face right here, that's what I smell. It's like it smells like banana Now Laters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't near as enjoyable.
Go ahead, Bruce.
I just gotta say, I think Greg, maybe the first one of your videos I watched in its entirety was the series with Tim, and I was very touched, Tim, by your story, man. I know that if anyone wants to go watch that podcast or the video that Greg put out, like 2 videos actually of your story, it's well worth the time, and that's kind of got me. I actually uploaded or downloaded some of Greg's podcast stuff for the trip up to the Hive Life conference after seeing that video of you. So, and then I saw you at the conference, and one of the first people I met there, and it was just we developed a friendship, and I just appreciate that and what you stand for, Tim. It's just awesome.
Yeah, the people I got to meet, like you, Bruce. I talk about my Ohio, my Buckeye brethren, but I count you as a dear friend too. After sitting out, we got to spend some time talking.
Sure,
like-minded. It's something about them bugs,
Absolutely.
It really is.
Well, Tim, thanks for stopping on. It's been it's just one thing we could spend all night talking about just how blessed we are to be in a position where not only can we meet
on this side of the dirt, we're blessed.
That's it. We've had the chance to meet each other virtually, get together, know each other in person, break bread. We're family. A lot of us are family, and that's it's a rare thing to be able to do. It's an incredible blessing. And Tim, I'm thrilled just to be a part of your timeline. Just to say, man, here's Tim. Here's what he's doing. I love watching what you do, and I'm looking forward to checking up on you, watching your channel, and seeing how things grow for you coming out in the spring and this coming year. So, Tim, thanks for popping on. Thanks for hanging in there with us. And
hey guys,
thanks for spending some time with
y'all
us,
having me on. I think about the Hive Life, how we met there. So I tell people stay hive minded. As beekeepers, we stay hive minded, and that's what y'all are doing, is promoting this. And I appreciate everything y'all doing for them.
Tim,
you bet, buddy.
Take care, buddy.
Y'all have a good evening. Good talking to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Man.
Awesome.
We got a couple more. Next time, I'm so, it's such an awesome feeling to have all these beekeepers wanting to support this message, support each other. Here we are. This is we're 2.5 hours in, and we could go forever, literally. But I know a lot of folks have to get up and go to work in the morning. We've got a couple more folks that we've got to get on just because they're so awesome. One especially we've had on recently. We've got to sit down and do a collaboration chat with him. Mm-hmm. We've had him on one of the first stream team live chats, and it's Mr. Jason Crook, Bohemia Bees.
All right.
Hey,
there
what's
he
up,
is.
Man? He's back.
How's it going, man?
Hey, pretty good. Just busy. I was I'm actually at work in hot Atlanta.
Oh boy!
So,
oh wow!
I wish I was in the Eastern Shore of Maryland working bees, but I'm not. I'm doing my real job.
Well, you know what Atlanta has that the Eastern Shore doesn't?
Bees right now.
Slaw dogs at the varsity.
They
if you
do.
don't know, you should find out about that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me do this tonight. I mean, I didn't know how late you were going to be on, and I had a bunch of meetings to go to, and I said, oh, I'm not going to miss that. I can't miss that. And then I log in. I guess it was been about, I don't know, about an hour. I've been on, half hour, 45 minutes. And I'm watching the names of people and people just jumping in here. And I'm like, how do I follow all that? I mean, how do you follow any of that? I mean, you look at Randy and, you look at Yappy and Ian and Kamon, and Tim even, right, in his story. And you're like, dude, how do I even follow that? Right. I mean, it's like, what can I do to give a point tonight or help someone out or whatever. So anyway, I just appreciate it. I appreciate the
Well, I think that's the thing here is it's all of us individually being ourselves, just doing what we do, sharing our experience. That's what makes everything beautiful. I mean, we're sitting here looking at you, but behind you, look at all the different configurations of colonies and colors, shapes and sizes, not to mention everything going on inside of each one of those colonies is all unique and different.
Right.
But together, look at that superorganism. Look at that community of bees in that bee yard. That's what it's about, And that's why I love working with so many of you guys and collaborating, because everybody gets that. It's not about that hive has 4 supers and that one is in a single brood box still. It all is a beautiful part of the story and a part of that community. I know folks have gotten to know you a little bit. If they didn't know you before the live streams, they've gotten to know you a little bit. Bohemia Bees, the YouTube channel. Jason, share with us a little bit. What do you do on Bohemia Bees that you think is maybe unique to you, and how do you express yourself through your videos?
So I started beekeeping. I wanted to be able to capture my progression in growth and learning, and I learned from everybody every day. I talk about that collaboration video that I did with. Was very fortunate to collaborate with a few other beekeepers, last year, and it was all about really just reaching out to your network and your community. So, the YouTube channel was that mechanism for me. And I think, Randy touched on it earlier. I was talking with Randy this past week, just in general about YouTube and how maybe next year's Hive Life conference, they should do a breakout session for all these people that are interested in getting involved in YouTube and, kind of putting some words of wisdom out there and things that just really, because there's a lot of things that people don't know that go into putting together a channel. Bruce knows with the amount of activity he's had a lot lately. And, I know, Brian, you're just coming up to speed on a lot of this stuff too. And Greg, you've been doing it for a while. It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. And really these things behind me, they take a lot of work, right? And then we've got full-time jobs like I've got now, some of us, right? Some of us need to do that still. And because this does not, you can't be a millionaire being a beekeeper. No. Right? We all know that. So yeah, it's great to be able to collaborate, and that's where my channel was really for, was just to put that information, watch that progression. And I go back to that first video I was listening to you guys talk about, and I see that first video of me, and it's great to see the transition of where I came from and where I'm at, even in a short time. And I'm so blessed to have that opportunity to do it in a short time and grow as fast as I did. And working with people like Bruce and you guys, to put that exposure and get more of the word out of how I can kind of share my experiences. So yeah, that's really why I do it. But
that's cool. I like it because it's different. Bruce, what are you gonna say?
I say we appreciate you coming on that evening. That was a great chat we had that night, Jason, and it was a lot of fun. Learned a lot about you and what you're doing, and it was awesome.
The longer format, is fun because we can kind of dig in and stuff. But Jason, I know you're a busy man. Thanks for hanging out in the queue for so long with us, and being a part of this. Just being a part of this, supporting each other. That's what it's about. And I love watching what you're doing with your channel. I like the kind of guy that you are, and looking forward to collaborating in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can get out your way and sit down, and we'll do a long format interview too. And
absolutely.
Thanks for spending a little time with us tonight, Jason. And we're looking forward to seeing you on down the road.
Yeah. I appreciate the limited amount of time I can jump on here and just say hello in the middle of all my busyness. So thanks again, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Jason, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks. If we had to look back, if there was a way to look at all the metrics, at all the different YouTube channels to is it even possible to be able to look at all this and say, man, this channel is growing like this, or this channel is growing like that? I don't know that there is, but just when you think that thing doesn't exist, what do you have? You have Justin.
Let's get him on.
From Castle Grounds. Justin,
there
how's it
is.
going, buddy?
Hey guys, your segues are pretty spot on, Greg. I got to give you kudos for those tonight.
Is it spot on? Because like, is that a welding? Is that a Lincoln AC/DC behind you?
Yeah, it's my grandpa's buzz box.
Man, that is a classic. I've got that exact unit.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a nice looking shop you got there. What you been up to?
Man, you can see right here. These are my vegan Bee-Bunka concrete hive molds. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, that's for casting our concrete beehives. You know, I do some other YouTube channels as well, so I kind of just get into tinkering and experimenting, and that's kind of my outlook on beekeeping as well. As I'm not a traditional beekeeper, I'm not a by the book kind of guy. In fact, whenever I started the Castle Grounds Apiary channel, you know, I'd already had a couple other channels, and I'd asked myself, you know, is there a space in this beekeeping community for my content, being that it's not going to be your run of the mill. People aren't going to come to my channel to learn how to split a hive, because I'm not an expert and I don't pretend to be, but I do like to experiment and I do like to collect data, obviously. And so that's where it started. I told myself I'm going to collect data for a year, and if it looks like there's room at the table, in Bob Benny's words, then I'll continue to pursue it. And I told myself, give it a good college try for a year and we'll see. And my statistics personally haven't been great, but what I have seen for the community itself is that it is overwhelmingly growing at a positive rate. And I think there is room at the table for everybody. It's just kind of carving out your own, carving out your own space. So, you know, you've been asking these guys, you know, what do you do? What's different? You know, the data analytics, I think is important for people like us who create content, because it's kind of a measure of growth and progress, even though, like you guys said, it's not the most important thing. Total subs doesn't really matter. But it is an indicator that you're on the right track with something, I think. Yeah. And then other than that, you know, just the concrete beehive stuff. You know, we're going to do some experiments this year that we haven't gotten into in the last couple seasons. We're going to try some beehives on water this year. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but we're going to try to put some out in the pond and see how that does. No reason other than I think it's cool. And yeah, so we just like to have fun with it, really. We're not in it to make honey. We're just in it to see what we can get away with, really, and just enjoy the experience.
That's a huge opportunity, just to do something that's fun, not because you have to, and can just really, when you enjoy what you do, if you happen to be making a video about it, I mean, I think the first video that I seen of yours was, here's this guy with this just magnanimous beard, like it's total beard envy. If anyone's watching here, if I grow a beard, it's like chipmunk. It just completely goes out this way, and it's like, no, okay, gotta rein it back in there. But here, you and it sound like a bunch of buddies of you were out there putting this like little device right up to the bees and having the bees just sting the tar out of this thing and to collect all the venom, and then dehydrated it, and you're cutting it with a razor and accumulating it. What'd you end up doing with that venom?
You know, I put it in a face cream for my wife.
What?
Yeah. So it's actually not uncommon. If you go on Etsy, you can buy bee venom infused face cream for like ridiculous prices. I mean, it's insane. In fact, my bee venom extractor is right there on my worktop table there.
I see it.
That was like $500, but you can make a lot of money if you just sat there and collected bee venom all day. Now, I don't have time for that, but it's fun to mess with, and you get pure, 100% pure bee venom, and you can. Some people like ingest it. Some people just put it on their face because it makes your wrinkles go away. It makes you swell up, but in a controlled manner. And so, you know,
I don't know. That seems like, honey, I love you so much that I made you venom face cream. I'm trying to think. Do I save it? Is it a Valentine's Day gift? Is it a birthday? Is it a Christmas? Is it a April Fool's? I think it's an awesome idea. There's like, how many more other things that are out there that are just super beneficial that we have no idea? It takes guys like you to do something fun and cool and show us all, like, hey, this could actually be done. I wouldn't have thought of that.
I've never in my life heard of that.
Yeah. I don't remember where I stumbled upon it, but you know, I kind of get into the dark shadows of beekeeping, and it just popped up one day, and I was like, man, I've got to try that. And it really does work pretty well. And in fact, I was experimenting with making my own like a large one to make it happen faster. They just haven't got there yet.
Man,
that is. I haven't ever gone down the dark path of beekeeping, I guess.
It's there. It's there. And you'd be surprised. It's hard to find venom extraction information on YouTube. There's not very many people who've posted videos about it. And I don't know if they're trying to keep the secret themselves or if maybe it's viewed as inhumane. But to be clear, it doesn't hurt the bees. It's a glass sheet. The stinger stays in them. They just deposit the venom on the glass and go about their business. So maybe a little unusual, but not cruel. At least I don't think.
What a tease. I mean, if you're interested in the dark web of beekeeping videos, you can go to the Castle Grounds Apiary on YouTube and just check out all of the shadow places. I mean, there you go. See?
You guys are setting the bar too high. Now people are going to get there and be disappointed. I'm not doing weird.
You got concrete beehives. You're collecting venom. I mean, what's next?
I need to throw out a disclaimer, though. I don't know whether Castle Hives can go down the dark road and meet Castle Grounds.
There's a cloud. There's a cloud just waiting to happen right there.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to steal your name. That came about before I found your channel.
It's all good, man. It's all right. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, appreciate you guys spending all this time to host us. I mean, you guys definitely had to invest a lot of your own personal time to set this up. So I think I speak for everybody when I say thanks for setting this up.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what it's about. You know, I'm going to wait to share the story. I keep teasing at it. But it was for no coincidence that you end up in the middle of nowhere on a sheet of ice and you meet two other beekeepers going to the same exact place and you're all three helping somebody pushing a van out of a ditch. I mean, that is no coincidence. And so there's all these things that are happening behind the scenes, connections that are made, threads that are being just woven in time between all of us. I mean, where that goes in the future, how it connects us all, I don't know. But it's an absolute. I'm enjoying just kind of sitting back in a place to where just letting things happen. You get that tug on the heart, you get that gut feeling about something, you just do it. To be able to bring all these different folks together on all these different YouTube platforms, like I said before, all the different size, shapes, and colors of the puzzle piece, all put together to make that beautiful portrait that it is. To me, that's what it's about. There's, like Bob says, there's always room at the table for everybody, and working together and finding ways we can support each other in our own individual goals helps the common goals of putting out, that positive message that actually is making an impact in this world. And I think especially where we're all at with everything going on in this world, the more positive and encouragement that we can give each other, I mean, that's what it's about. So, yep. Justin, thanks for hanging in the log jam and getting back in here tonight. We've enjoyed having you on. I'm looking forward to getting that collaboration chat out with you and Jeff. And I'm definitely going to have to get out your way and sit down with the OKC boys and have a more of a conversation. And maybe we'll just have some kind of like shadow bee video. I mean, man, that'd be crazy.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks
for jumping on, buddy. We'll see you.
Justin, you take care.
Now we've got one more guest. Now this particular guest makes the show global. I mean, global. We've had authors, we've had YouTube celebrities, beekeeping celebrities. I mean, you absolutely, with Fu Manchu royalty, and now we've got a guy from all the way in the UK who keeps bees, and he's taking time out of his day to jump. I don't even know what time of day it is. Is it even the same day?
5 or 6 hours.
Wednesday. He's probably into Thursday by now.
I think it's Friday over there.
4 or 5 a.m. probably 3 or 4 a.m.
Yeah,
well, let's put on. There he is, Sebastian. How's it going?
Hello.
Hey, Sebastian.
Hello, guys. Yeah, it's 3:40 in the morning.
3:40 in the morning.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have my tea break, so I'm just coming pop up for a few minutes, have a cup of coffee, and chat with you guys. And thanks you guys, what you're doing. I try and check up. As you say, Joseph, check me up, guys. I was just saying, Californian beekeeper, check me up, check me up. Have a good dance. Yeah. And I popped it up just for a few minutes. I have limit time as well, like yourself. What I would say, I'm a few years beekeeping, quite a few years now. Back in UK, I'm running about 26 colonies. I got quite a few videos in there, so I try and share information with everybody. So what I'm doing and other beekeepers like Bob, Greg, or Bruce, or Brian. And also I check on Ian. I follow quite a lot of Ian. I actually got a nice chat with Ian a few days ago, and Bruce. It was really enjoyable. It was
I saw some of
unbelievable.
that.
Yeah. And also before I have nice live chat with Greg. Thanks, Greg, for that. That was incredible. And I have quite a few people actually ask me questions because there are massive concern about beekeepers in UK, about the hive beetles in UK. So thanks, Bruce, about this. A lot of good information about the hive beetles, and Greg. That's a very important information for probably in the future in here in UK. There's still importing queens in the UK, so it's for us. They bringing queens from Italy, so it's possibility. Better no, but if they coming into UK, they can't come in with the queens as well. So we watch them. So yeah, I'm a few years beekeeping, and I will keep him adding my videos, films, guys, share my good story. So beekeeping is something not about just people think maybe I'm doing something for job. No, I'm working nights, family, 4 children, keep me busy, and I also growing gigantic veg. So you can see on my YouTube, and there will be more videos coming this year about how to grow stuff and how to grow everything. And beekeeping is I started when I was younger, when my dad was beekeeping. When I come to up 17 years old, my dad come very ill. He can't do beekeeping. He have to fortunately give up bees to his friend. And that time I could not make the decision because school was more important than bees and everything else. And I come from village, from farm, where we are owning around about 37 hectares of forest and a lot of things in there on the farms as well. Like Greg, I cannot wait maybe another 10 years get back to do farming or something. This is what I want to do, and I won't give the kids. So it was mentioned on video when just talking. You have interview a couple of minutes with one person. I don't remember his name, but it was mentioned about something you're doing YouTube for Yappy. I think it was Yappy Van. It was mentioned about you're doing the YouTube video when they actually coming older, and maybe one day the kids could actually see his story. It's actually that's what I'm doing YouTube, guys, and I will do much as I can share good information with you guys, with all of you, whoever watch it, whoever subscribe my channel or like my videos and everything. I will try and do my best, because all of us, Greg or Bruce or Brian or Ian, Steppler, or Bob, one day we will be disappear from here, and the young generation will learn the beekeeping from actually from the video. I know you have a lot of YouTube channels where people say, "Oh, no, rubbish." They're not rubbish. Just keep watching. Check that up. Check the other people. Like people say, 10 beekeepers you ask questions and 10 different answers.
Yeah, so true.
That's
so
right.
My thing is my strongest belief what Kamon say, and this is really, really true. Great queen, dead mites, and very good nutrients. And remember, winter is your job, not the bees. So make sure you check the bees quite every 2 weeks, because the temperature wherever you are is depending on.
Awesome. Well,
On the
Sebastian,
base.
thanks for popping on with
Check
us.
up, right?
we'll be folks, definitely check out Beekeeping Gardening YouTube channel. You can learn more about Sebastian, how he keeps bees way over there on the other side of the world, it seems like. I know I've enjoyed working with you, Sebastian, and looking forward to watching your channel the rest of the year. Thanks for taking time out of your work day to jump on here with us, spend a little bit of time, and help us all encourage each other. So Sebastian, thanks again for popping on, and we'll see you on down the road.
Thanks, guys, and have a great day. And keep in good job.
Okay.
Keep in big family. See you later.
See you.
Have a great day.
Take care, buddy.
Thanks.
Wow, guys, what do you think?
Ooh, what a whirlwind of awesome people, man! Just a dang, golly, just awesome, man. That was incredible.
I don't know.
I told people on my community it was going to be unique but fun. But my gosh, it's been just amazing. Just been a fun time. Great idea, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Greg, thanks for reaching out to everybody.
No, it's fun to be able to do it. Try to just, it might just be it might be a little boost. Maybe someone gets an extra 1 or 2 subscribers. Maybe someone will watch a video that they haven't seen. But what's most important, there's always been that one thing. I think all of us, whether it's a video that we've watched, something a mentor has said, something that we learned from Grandpa, there's always been the one thing. And so if we can all work together and share, not only our experience in beekeeping, but share a message, it might be that one thing that reaches somebody on the other side of the world or even in your own backyard that makes a difference in their life. And I think that's what it's about. That's why we do what we do. And it's an absolute honor and a blessing to try to get all these folks together in one place. I know it's a little different format, a little different way of doing all this, but I think it's just, like we said in that intro video, just like the honeybee is to the hive, we are definitely better together. If we work hard, we work together, and with a little grace from above, anything's possible. And I think that's the important thing to keep in mind. Keep doing what you do. Don't let the likes or the subscribes or the lack of tear you down, the comments. Just keep doing what you're doing. Put out your message, put out that video, and just know there is a whole community of folks that are here that want to support you, they want to lift you up, and we're all here working together. Brian and Bruce, you have any final thoughts here before we kind of wrap things up?
It's been a great time, and there's a lot more to come. So we're excited about the future. I know I am.
Yeah,
we got a lot of things lined up and some fun streams coming forward in the future. But I'm tired. It's been a great time. We've had a great time tonight. This has been awesome. We appreciate everyone participating, all those who have been watching and all those who actually came on and participated. What an awesome experience I had tonight.
If you got caught up in the log jam and we didn't get you on, we'll get you on the next time. But thanks for everyone's patience and just being a part of this thing. Brian, you have any final thoughts before we cut loose here?
No, I mean, this has been an awesome time. So an amazing night. Like I said before, a year ago, if you would have said, "Hey, Brian, next year, this date, there's going to be this lineup of people joining in on a live stream you're going to get to chat with and meet," I would have said, "Yeah, okay, go drink another one." Yeah. But yeah, this has just been an amazing time to see the community just come together like this, support each other, lift everyone up. So yeah, it's been amazing.
And I appreciate you guys' friendship. This has been just the last couple of months, man. Yeah. It's just been phenomenal. Appreciate all that I've learned from you guys just in the short time we've done this thing. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
What's coming up next? Mike Berry next Wednesday at 8
next week.
And what channel is that over on?
We're going to learn how to stream from Mike Berry, 8 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday
on the Castle Hives YouTube channel.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be back on mine.
Guys, thanks for everything you guys do to support the team here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the friendship, the collaboration. I could do with a little bit less of those. It's sunny and 75 degrees down in Dothan. What are you guys doing? But hey, Bruce, we're not going to hold that against you or your Atlanta Braves hat. So it's all good. Well, guys, as always, be the lighthouse. and be the change that you want to see in this world. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Okay, Brian, you